Crazy. I couldn't believe it. I just laughed. I was sitting next to B Walt during the game, and I just looked at him and shook my head, and I'm like, are they that good? Are they really that good? I tweeted out, I go, I haven't seen a team this dominant since. I'm not going to say, but y'all feel me. I don't think they're there, but that's the feel watching that game was reminiscent of those guys. I'm not saying they are those guys, going to be those guys. You got a big game this week. You got to take care of the Rams. But I'm questioning, are they that good? We get to find out this week. But so far, every week it seems like they've done something that we haven't seen before, or they've just added on to something. JSN continues to break records every single week. You got D-Law doing something that no one's done in franchise history. Only 4 players in the history of the league has done what he did the past week. Sam Darnold is still throwing darts. I mean, there was a rollout during the first drive where most quarterbacks probably would have thrown an interception on that rollout to JSN going to his left side. Yeah, there's just it's fun to watch this team. And I'm starting to believe, but this week is going to tell me a lot.
We're going to talk about that coming up at 10:30, but before we get to it, I want to stick on Sam Darnold. The Rams also had a very dominant win, and they did it in a different way. It's not that their defense wasn't also really, really good, but it was very clearly a dominant day from Matthew Stafford, who threw for 4 touchdowns, was pretty accurate on the day. Not crazy in terms of passing yards, but just like a few darts in there and just some exceptional plays. So Matthew Stafford was the story coming out of that Rams win. I don't know that Sam Darnold, who was certainly the story last week against the Commanders, was the story coming out of this one. And so my question for you is, I'm keeping it very simple. Can you describe Sam Darnold's day? Because it's a slightly different day for Sam Darnold than it was against the Commanders, where he was clearly all but perfect.
It was, you have a group project, and Stacy, you're probably the leader. Your group project's the organizer, the person who gets it done, keeps everyone in line. But then there's a part of the project where you feel like, all right, well, this person suits this area best. Let that person take the charge. Sam Darnold was typically the guy who was the organizer, who gets everyone going, and he still was in this game. But the defense was like, hey, yo, we got this. We got this. Like, you still do your thing, Sam Darnold. You still be efficient throwing the football. You still make your big plays to JSM, get Cooper Kupp the rock. Look, still run this thing, but let us lead the charge. Let us get in front and open this thing up. And I think that's what he did. He didn't have to do that much. And then I'm so mad at his interception. I'm so mad at that because that was not his fault.
You're weird. You know what's weird is last week's interception was totally on him. Bad decision, bad throw, poor placement, and then otherwise he was perfect. This week's turnovers in general were weird turnovers. But if you didn't watch the game and you're just a Sam Darnold hater, like I saw this whole thread of Vikings fans debating whether or not they should have hung on to Darnold because obviously they had a bad loss. You saw people going, well, Sam Darnold had 3 turnovers. I don't feel bad. And it's like, if you didn't watch the game at all, that was a bad line.
That interception that he threw, obviously A.J. Barner was getting pushed back, hits his helmet. JSN was wide open. He was going to hit him going across the middle. The fumble, new center, you know what I mean? You're trying to get your chemistry right.
Yeah.
I'm not making excuses, but you're right. If you watch the game, you understand that, all right, it's not what it seems. And that's another example of stats like kind of playing tricks on you, lying to you. But no, I think Sam did enough. He opened up the presentation, got things rolling. The defense said, I got it from here, and I'm just going to sprinkle in enough plays to keep this defense on their heels. Sam did enough. Here's the thing. Last week we're talking about him being in the MVP race. Now he's not. Like, he's not this week, right? You have those turnovers. You don't put up the big numbers. You're not in the race. That's why every week is going to change. But Matthew Stafford, on the other hand, he is in the lead this week, and it's a week-by-week type of thing. But no, Sam did what he's supposed to do, and I think that he would say it's all about winning ball games. And this is an example of, like, listen, I might have had the most explosive game. I did have 2 good plays. Well, one to Cooper Kupp for about 60. You got another one to JSN to about 40-something. But we did enough to win, and I did enough to contribute.
Let's talk about the offense. You could, in theory, extend scoring back to that game against the Houston Texans. It was 27 points, but the most that the Texans had allowed. There were some defensive plays in there, though. That one also a weird day by Darnold. So let's look at the last 2 weeks and isolate that. Since the bye, 38 points against the Washington Commanders, 44 against the Arizona Cardinals, and a part of Arizona, even though there were 2 scoop and scores, is still good plays by the offense. So after the game, Sam Darnold was asked, hey, what's been the key to these offensive outbursts over the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, again, I think just, the detail that we put in throughout the week is what makes it happen. Our offensive line, getting things started with the run game and, being able to, open up that play action pass game. The drop back pass game I felt like was pretty good as well. Third downs, again, converting some of those, third and mediums was huge today, especially early in the game. And then, I can't say enough about our defense. The way our defense comes out there every game, it seems like, I feel like they do a really good job, and, I feel very, just lucky to play with a team like this and with a defense like this as well.
From Mike Renner, who tweeted this at halftime yesterday, the Seahawks have gotten out to 28-0 leads in back-to-back games. That's only the third time it's happened in the Super Bowl era. Bump, what's going on with the offense?
The offense is efficient. They are influential. They make the defense have to respect everything that they're doing. They manipulate the second and third levels, and Sam Darnold is extremely accurate. And you get just enough from these running backs. You still had 2 explosive runs by K9. He had what was this long today? Yesterday. Anyway, 2 explosive runs by K9. You're efficient inside the 10. You got a touchdown by Zach Charbonnet, another one by Halani. The numbers aren't going to wow you, even though they did rush collectively for 198 yards. Should be over 200, but those kneel downs take away that. They make you respect everything. That's the best thing about this. And they got a new toy out there. And I'm going to talk about the day that he had and what I liked about it. But the versatility of this offense is fun to watch.
Let's talk about the run game. First, the 206 says, I hear what you're saying about Darnold, but also I can't shake the feeling that he's good for 1 or 2 turnovers a game. Hang tight, 206. We're going to get to that coming up at 11:45. We've got a whole segment talking about those turnovers. To the run game. Their 2 best performances on the ground this season have both been against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, it seems silly, like very much staring a gift horse in the mouth energy to say it doesn't matter if it's against the same team, but Bump, does it matter if it's against the same team? Or did we feel like some of those run game concerns were answered in this one given the day they had, or is it still a question?
I think it can still be a question, but when you run the ball 46 times, I hope you're around 190 to 200 yards. I'm only threw the ball 12 times. And that was just the identity of this game, right? You get a big lead. You're trying to make sure your quarterback doesn't get banged up, your receivers or whatnot, so you run the football. They also had a good performance against the Steelers, I believe. They went for like 150 or something like that.
That was their last 100-yard rushing game. You pointed that out last week.
Yeah, is it concerning that it's against the same team? No. Is it telling? Yeah, Cardinals' run defense ain't good. And but I also think the identity of this game was a bit different. I don't know if this is the most rushing attempts they've had all year, but I want to say if it's not the most, it's probably the second most, 46 times. I mean, if you rush the ball 46 times, your numbers should be up around 200, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you like to see it against another team? For sure. Would you like to see it against the Rams? Most definitely. But as long as the run game still influences defense, you're going to be okay. As long as you get inside the 10 and you're able to punch it in, whether it's a barnyard, whether it's Halani, whether it's Charbonnet or K9, you're good.
I want to talk about that part. The 206, another 206 says this explosive play rate hasn't been seen since the greatest show on turf, and that was a legit cupcake schedule. When I hear, I think I'll say like a few national voices talk about the Seahawks run game, it is very understandably, and I've done it too, spoken about as like, okay, the one negative you can say about them, right? It's kind of like, okay, here's the wrinkle in terms of what they're doing, but everything else is solid. So it's very much a negative. In theory, I agree. I mean, they have a negative DVOA in terms of their like rush game. Like their run game, in theory, by advanced analytics, is not great. However, you talk about those attempts. You could argue that their commitment to the run, while it is not resulting in an incredibly effective, like yards gained on the ground type run game, is very much impacting their success in the pass game. Like they are a 50-50 split when it comes to runs and passes this year.
Yeah, I've been yelling that all year. Like if you watch just, and I'm going to talk about why the play action is so effective in 4 down 2. If you just watch what linebackers and defensive linemen do during play action, that tells you the run game is effective. Is it effective numbers-wise? No, not the way you would like it. Are they efficient when they get inside the 5 and punch it in with the run? Yeah. Are they efficient in short yardage with the run? Yeah. I mean, that is just who this team is right now. You still had a 30-yard run by Charbonnet, a 24-yard run by K9. It pops every now and then. We want more out of it because you feel like this team isn't complete until you see a 100-yard game by K9 or Zach Charbonnet. And I understand that. I think we're going to see it eventually. But as long as you're getting the reaction from the D-line and from that second level that you are getting, the run game is doing what it's supposed to do. As long as you're being able to punch it in when you're inside the 5 or the 10, the run game is doing what it's supposed to do. Explosive game is coming. I firmly believe that because of the commitment, because you're going to get so many knocks at it. You're going to get so many tries that running the football because it's split, like you mentioned. 46 times they ran the ball yesterday. So, no, I'm still waiting on that big game. But trust me when I say this, the run game is the most effective it's been in a long time.
This is why I felt like your point guard on this play, because I was like, you've been saying all year long, hang on, there is a benefit that you're seeing from the commitment to it. It's about the commitment to it. It's about the looks they're drawing from defenses. And I think that with folks that are maybe only tuning in to a primetime game from Seattle or watching a half or watching highlights, and they're only looking at a box score that says, oh, you haven't had a 100-yard rusher since week 2, they're really not seeing that. They're not seeing how it's influencing defenses. I'm sure Mike Macdonald would love for them to be able to, on average, gain more yards on the ground. Sure, 1,000%. But to pretend it's a massive weakness or a thing that can be wholly exploited, I think is also a little misguided.
Look, you're averaging more rush yards than the Rams. They're a good football team. You're averaging more rush yards than the Eagles. They're a good football team. There are different ways to win this. I know that we're used to looking at the run game being dominated with really good teams and saying, all right, that's how you win ball games. And you do. Like Detroit Lions, good run game, 136 yards per game. Baltimore Ravens, good run game, 137 yards per game. The Colts, 145. And they're winning ball games, but you're winning ball games too. And I think you're winning more ball games just because of the play action. There are different ways to do this. I think eventually you're going to want to and see a big performance by K9 or Zach Charbonnet. But just watch the film, man. The LBs are flowing. They are flowing because you have to respect the personnel and the rush attempts.
It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Huskies blew their shot at making the college football playoff with a loss to 2-6 Wisconsin on Saturday. What's the real headline?
What's Jedd Fisch more disappointed with, not making the college football playoff or not getting interest in the Florida job?
Yikes.
UW, I was rooting for y'all, man. I'm sitting here taking heat. I was.
We were rooting for you.
Oh, yeah.
We were all rooting for you.
I'm sitting there taking heat from the Cougs that I know. Bump, why you on the radio talking about the Huskies? Because it's my job and I'm an analyst and real recognize real. I'm saying they should have been in the top 25 weeks ago. You get in the top 25 and you're disappointed. You disappoint, man. That's so unfortunate. They're done for the year. They won't reach top 25 again. You blew your opportunity, and now Fisch is definitely getting his resume updated.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
if he gets an opportunity to get up out there, he's gone.
Who was it that we were speaking with? Was it Yogi, who knows Jedd Fisch well and was kind of saying, he doesn't like that he carries that reputation of being someone that bounces from school to school or is always looking for the next opportunity. And I can believe that Yogi has maybe a good relationship with Jedd, or that Jedd, if you know him as a person, is a completely fine person. Maybe you respect him as a recruiter. But look, I have bias here as a Husky alum, and what I'm doing is looking at this program and looking at this team going, there are some really awful losses scattered in here. And I understand that you're an A-plus recruiter, but is it worth B- coaching? We're going to get to that conversation coming up at 10:45, by the way. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Rams blew out the 49ers yesterday to set up an epic matchup with the Seahawks next Sunday. What's the real headline?
You know, the Rams probably didn't count on the version of Sam Darnold that they knocked out of the playoffs returning in a bigger and badder form.
Yeah, this is it's set up beautifully. Both teams 7-2. You're competing for the division. Also, let me say, the Niners didn't lose because of Mac Jones. Mac Jones had himself a decent day. 33 of 39, 319, 3 touchdowns, did throw 1 interception. You just have such efficient play from these dang Rams, man. 4 touchdowns by Matthew Stafford. The thing that concerns me, it would concern me if I was a Rams fan, is Devontae Adams with that oblique injury. Who knows what he's going to look like? But you know that in this McVay offense, you ain't got to be Devontae Adams half a day.
Yeah.
You'll have some random dude just play the role for a week and be just fine. But this is going to be the game of the week. I cannot wait for this. Thank you for not disappointing. Rams and the Seahawks doing what you're supposed to do against divisional opponents. It's set up beautifully, and it's going to be the quarterback who takes care of the football that's going to win this game.
Sean McVay said after the game about that oblique injury for Devontae Adams, he could have gotten back into the game if it was closer. But I think the question a lot of Rams fans and frankly Seahawks fans right now probably have is like, yeah, but what would he have looked like? Would he have been, you know what I mean? Like oblique injuries are really tricky. Him not being done for the season or him having to miss multiple weeks, yeah, that is different and worse than not being able to get back into a game. But is he perfectly healthy right now? I don't think he is. From JB Long, friend of the show, the Seahawks haven't trailed since week 6, falling behind 6-0 at Jacksonville. The Rams haven't trailed since week 6, falling behind 3-0 to Baltimore. Neither team has trailed since week 6.
Yeah, that's wild.
This is about to be week 11.
Yeah, this is it's set up. But speaking about Devontae, man, he's long in the tooth. He's 32, man. He might wake up today and that oblique hurts even more. But that's the game. I'm not gonna feel bad for the Rams because we've lost Ernest, we've lost Julio. Jay Reed played with a broken wrist or hand, and now he's out the game. This is football. You have to adjust, and if there's any team other than the Seahawks that I feel is capable of doing that, it's probably the Niners and the Rams.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, big one tonight. The Eagles take on the Packers on Monday Night Football. What's the real headline?
In a game to determine whether or not A.J. Brown will be posting cryptic tweets on Tuesday night.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I want Jalen Hurts to keep going off, man. I believe in him. My man's having himself a very efficient season, and that's the type of player he is. He's not a wow, look at these numbers type of season, even though he has accounted for 20 touchdowns and 1 interception. When you add his runs to his 70% completion, he's a guy that just kind of blends in. He's in the middle of the dance floor. No one really sees him until he raises his drink. Like, oh, who's that over there? Yeah, it's Jalen Hurts. Quietly having himself a good season. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does tonight and seeing if when they play the Packers, that the Packers can have a bounce back.
The Packers are hosting this one, so home field advantage, and technically they're favorites, 2.5 point, basically getting that like field goal home field advantage anyway, so maybe seen as a toss-up, but they're also, A, looking for revenge against an Eagles team that beat them twice last season, and B, trying to do it without Tucker Kraft, their receiving yards leader, 489 on the season with 6 touchdowns, also obviously their touchdown leader, now gone. Does this mean it's like, hey, Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, I have no idea if Golden is healthy. He's got 262 yards on the season. I thought that he'd be off to a stronger start.
I'm excited, Stacy. I'm overwhelmed with joy, with confidence, and with anticipation. I'm sorry, you were talking, I was just looking at the Rams and the Seahawks and trying to figure out where the edge is going to be.
Oh, well, what did you find?
I think this game's going to come down to the coaches. It's going to come down to the genius in McDonald. How are you going to defend this Los Angeles Rams team is going to come to the genius in McVay, and how are you going to manipulate this defense, protect your quarterback, get him outside the pocket. This is a battle. This feels like a playoff game. And here's the thing. Either team could lose this game, and it's the way that they lose it. When you go into a season and you're looking at the Rams and the Niners, you're hoping for a split. I'm not saying it's okay if the Seahawks lose this game. Obviously, you want to win, but there's a way. There's a way that you watch a UFC fight or a heavyweight fight, and they're just slugging and going at it. And at the end of it, both fighters give each other hugs. Like, man, that was a heck of a fight.
Statement loss.
Like, man, that was a fight. That's what I expect out of this. I expect it to be close. I expect it to be heavyweight. Of course, we want the win.
Yeah.
But this doesn't determine the season, but it lets you know exactly where each team is.
Well, we all know what a Super Bowl team feels like. Are we there yet with this year's Seahawks? That's next.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square's center court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Nobody hooks you up like Popeyes.
The big box is the reward that keeps on rewarding. Crack it open and you're greeted by 2 pieces of crispy signature chicken. Or if you want, 3 tenders, nestled in there with the 2 sides speaking to you most in this moment. You got that biscuit, and what are you waiting for? Dig right on in. That's feast mode activated, and you're in big box business for $6. Love that chicken from Popeyes. At participating U.S. restaurants, price may vary, tax extra.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless networks got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call, and with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on Root Metrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. Root Metrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
Well, holiday season is approaching, and this year we're actually hosting at the Salk House, Thanksgiving no less. I think we have the cooking covered, turkey, stuffing, maybe even going to try some homemade applesauce. But what about the atmosphere? The house has to be warm enough, the winter cold coming in, and that's why you make sure you have a properly insulated home from Crawl Pro. So they came to my house, checked my attic and crawl space, found a little issue with the insulation, and they got everything fixed. If your home has damaged insulation, or if your home has no insulation in the attic or crawl space, get it fixed before the cold weather really comes. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Plus, if you want to combine your local rebates with federal tax credits, you gotta act now. Federal tax credits are set to expire at the end of this year. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, plumbing issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Napa Auto Parts reminds listeners the holidays are meant to be a time of good cheer and warm gatherings with family and friends. Don't spoil the spirit of the season by getting behind the wheel after drinking. Always designate a sober driver or take a ride share for a safe ride home. Let's work together to keep our roadways safe and accident-free this holiday season. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Napa Auto Parts, featuring top quality parts at affordable prices. Visit them at napaonline.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together, like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Think about what a Super Bowl team feels like. You've all watched, most of you have watched all 3 versions of the Seahawks team to make it to a Super Bowl. If you're a bit younger, maybe just, memories of 2013 and 14. Maybe you have another team that you're a fan of, but just think about that feeling. Not only like what watching that team feels like, but what that team feels like to you. When they go into games, what's your expectation? What do wins typically feel like? What's the vibe around the team? Are we there yet with this year's Seahawks? Are you getting the same feeling? Is something a little bit different?
Well, thankfully, I do the pre-halftime and post-game show with 2 Super Bowl champions, with Robert Turbin and Brian Walters. I ain't sniffed a Super Bowl. Couldn't tell you what that felt like as a player. I can tell you what it's like watching it and analyzing it. So we're talking to those guys post-game, and they're reminiscing on 2012, 2013, and they were like, man, this feels like when we beat Arizona back in 2012. They were like, what was the score like? 30-7 or something like that. And our producer Nancy goes 58-0. So then I look at him, I go, it feels like that? Is this what this feels like? Let me know, because I didn't play on the Super Bowl team. My team was garbage, 4-12. All right, we had character though. All right,
and grit.
And grit. We were feisty out there. And they said, at least Brian Walters said, it's starting to feel like that. And I think I would agree that it's starting to feel like that, because when you have Super Bowl teams, you have the moments, and all you have is week by week. And that's the frustrating part with doing the job that I do, is that my job is to react to what's happening right now. All right? And whatever I say, half the time I'm going to be right, half the time I'm going to be wrong. And it almost takes the joy out of it, because there's always going to be someone that comes in and say, they haven't beaten anybody. All right, but what if they didn't beat those guys? What if they didn't smash the Commanders? What if they didn't come out and dominate the Arizona Cardinals? What if they didn't, right? What you do week by week is you look for indicators that say this might be happening. Is this what we're feeling? And then you play the game, and you're either reaffirmed in your feelings, your analysis, or you go back and say, all right, there's still some things to do. I think they're trending. I don't think they're there yet. I've been waiting on this week all year. This is going to be the week that determines if I officially think that they are who they have shown the possibility to be.
The 360 says, if we beat the Rams twice, we're in. Yes, we are, meaning a Super Bowl team. I'd love to make a gigantic statement against the Rams. We did have a bunch of oh-no games in our Super Bowl year, Tampa to name one. Tampa went to overtime is the game they're referencing. Ended up being a 27-24 win. The last point you made, 360, is what I want you guys to all think about, because that's where this conversation becomes fun to me. You know exactly what watching a Super Bowl team feels like. I remember watching that 2013 season, and I remember it so vividly because I remember where I was. We were at a bar in Green Lake when they lost to the Indianapolis Colts. And the reason I remember that game, which was in week 5, is that they were undefeated heading into that one. And the expectation had suddenly become, oh my, they're so good. They're so good. They won 29-3 in week 2, 45-17 in week 3. Again, a close one over the Houston Texans, but just still an exceptional team. So you were surprised. It's the feeling to me, Curtis and I were talking about it, of being surprised when there's a loss and expecting a win. That's how good that Super Bowl team was. I agree with you. I don't know that I'm entirely there with this year's Seahawks yet. And if we're looking at just the numbers, like the point differential with the 2013 Seahawks was higher than this year's point differential with the Seattle Seahawks. However, the Seahawks, credit to Brian Nemhauser, pointed this out, still have the highest point differential in the NFC. Yeah, it's not 180 which it was with that defense in 2013, but it's over 100. That's notably better than how they've been for the last decade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the hard part is trying to figure out what's real and what's not. What's real is that they're 7-2. What's real is that they lost to a good Buccaneers team, right? Who's the other team they lost to?
Niners in week 1.
Niners, right? It's real this year. It's real that they lost to the Niners. It's real that they've blown teams out the last couple of weeks. It's real that those two teams probably were not the greatest teams, but they still handled them handily. Like it's not every day that you see a team put up 40-something. So it was ironic that you look across the street and the Niners put up 40-something as well. Like it's the setup to this is great. Is Don King promoting this fight? Who is Golden Boy Entertainment like promoting this fight? It's the way it's being set up is crazy right now. What's real and what's not? What's real about this team is that this defense is good. I don't care who you're playing. This defensive line is one of the best in the league, and they haven't been healthy yet. They're still able to show some dominance. What's real is that Sam Darnold is one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the game. What's real is that Jason is probably the best receiver in the game right now. Other people will still take maybe Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson over him. What's real is that they haven't beaten any real contenders yet. That is real as well. So the hardest part is trying to take all of that in trying to figure out what is the cherry on top. What is the last thing you need to see? The last thing you need to see is going to come week 17, week 18 when you figure out where these guys are. But it's the journey that can kind of confuse some things, right? Because say they go out and they beat the Rams. Say they beat the Rams. They got 3 turnovers. Sam doesn't look good. Matthew Stafford doesn't have a great game. You can walk away from that and be like, well, the Rams didn't play good, but they still beat the Rams. When it's all said and done, you're going to look at the record at the end of the day and see where they are in position-wise to get to the playoffs and figure out, do you think they can make a run? The NFL season is just a long novella. I said it the other day. It's just a long novella, and there are going to be twists and turns, and everyone's going to have their opinions about this team. And that's what makes this thing fun. I'm not ready to say they're a Super Bowl team, but I am ready to say that they have been dominant the last couple of weeks, and it reminded me of somebody. It's like you don't even want to say that person's name, but it reminded me of performances that team had on their way to becoming a Super Bowl champion. You take me back to 2013, right? Week after week. What was the week when Seattle was like, okay, I officially believe in this team?
In 2013?
2013. When was the week where you felt everybody just bought into what was happening with this team?
I would say probably early. It was definitely early in the season. There was week 2. They blew out the 49ers 29-3.
That Tampa game was an OT. I'm looking at the scores right now.
I mean, week 4, they had that big comeback against the Texans with Richard Sherman with the pick 6 with one shoe on.
What about Minnesota Vikings in week 11, 41-20, and then 34-7 over the Saints the next week? Just like kind of dominating. In those contests.
And that Saints game, that was that Monday night game where Michael Bennett
when Michael Bennett did
that.
Yes.
Yeah, that
you know
one
what? It was
definitely
that game.
like,
I remember where I was. I was at a pizza place in Burien watching that game, and the fact that I remember where I was for that game.
It took you them being 11-1 before you bought in.
Not totally bought in, but that's when it was like suddenly
like this is a freight train that's
they're not
out of control.
They're not being stopped. It was prime time.
And it's because of the things you said, right? The 49ers,
Dominance.
obviously a rival team. You're blowing them out. You have an overtime win against Tampa Bay. I'm not sure how good they were back then. So you can do the same with this team and kind of look at, okay, what have they done this year? And that's what's holding people back because there is no, win over a really good team. I guess the Steelers are a decent team. But that's about it. So I think that's what's holding people back. It was probably holding me back from completely jumping in the pool with my clothes on and saying this is it. You know, it's waiting for that. I called the Commanders game. I was talking to Bob about this. I called the Commanders game a signature win. He was like, no, I don't think it was signature, yada, yada, yada. I go, in that moment it was. It was a signature win to me because it put everyone else on notice. Like the definition of signature win can change week by week according to who your team is and the direction that they're going. In that moment, to me, it was like, put everybody on notice. But this is the next one. It's like, all right, you ever when you buy a home, man, you got to sign so many papers, just going through it, and you finally get to the end of the whole process, and you sign the final contract or whatnot. You're like, it's finally over. That's the way I see this. You're buying a home with the Seahawks. You got to go through all these contracts and these layers and these papers, but you're still signing signatures. This is the second one. The final one, it's going to be end of the season when you try to figure out exactly where they are.
Yeah. Well, and I like that you pointing to dominance, and I love the trip back down 2013's memory lane. Some people saying in 2012. 2012 is when it felt different for sure. In terms of like, oh, this team cannot be stopped. I would say it was a little later, like in the beginning of the final third of 2013, where you were like, oh, they're unstoppable. And part of it was the dominance. So I'm glad you mentioned it. That tweet kicked off this segment because it matters how you win. Just like you pointed out, it matters how you win over the Rams, or it even matters how you lose if that's what ends up happening. Teams don't feel like Super Bowl teams when they're barely scraping by. That doesn't mean that those teams haven't gotten there. I mean, look at last year's Chiefs. They didn't end up winning, but they were barely scraping by some of these wins and still ended up making it. But it feels like a Super Bowl team, at least one that Seahawks fans have experienced when you're dominating.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned, do you think the NFL might flex the Seahawks-Rams game to Sunday night? No. I want to take 30 seconds to answer this. There is a Lions-Eagles game in Philly on Sunday night. I do not think that they're going to flex that back. You have to do it 6 days minimum in advance. So basically by tomorrow, you'll know whether or not that ended up happening. So I don't think they will. There's a Monday night matchup between the Raiders and Cowboys, but you can't flex Monday night games.
I wish you could get rid of that game.
Until after week 12. So this game would only be eligible, this week would only be eligible for a Sunday night flex. Just as a heads up. It would be too late for Thursday. So no, I think we're all expecting this game to stay very much right where it is, and that all of us are going to be absolutely glued to it because it's still going to be a phenomenal matchup. And you know what? The Sunday night game that exists sounds pretty solid too.
Yeah.
Good day of football.
People will be watching.
The Huskies blew their chance at a college football playoff bid with an ugly loss to Wisconsin. Is it time for a Jedd Fisch temperature check?
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Smarter clean in half the time. Brought to you by Swiffer Power Mop. Tired of the mop and bucket struggle? The Swiffer Power Mop gives you a mop and bucket clean without all the extra work. It's an all-in-one cleaning tool that mops smarter, not harder. With built-in solution that breaks down dirt and grime, and a pad with over 300 scrubbing strips to absorb and lock sticky messes. It even gets into places a regular mop can't, and leaves your home smelling fresh for hours. Try the Swiffer Power Mop today. Love it or your money back.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish CyberKnife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about CyberKnife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Bad loss for the Huskies to a bad Wisconsin team. I was not feeling good about this one. I'm sure many Huskies fans were not. But we wanted to do a Jedd Fisch temperature check. Bump, I was in a group chat. Again, you guys don't believe that I have friends, but I have like many friends. A lot of people like me. I'm incredibly popular. But I was in my fantasy football thread, and we're all college football fans, some more than others. And a friend of mine who is very knowledgeable about college football was kind of defending Jedd Fisch's tenure at Washington. I thought it was a really interesting take. I wanted to bring it your way. And he said, look, Jedd Fisch is like a B coach. I don't know that many people are talking about like his in-game decisions are the best we've ever seen ever. But he's an A recruiter. And that, along with just, you know, a continuation of some kind of program, like not having instability, is what matters right now. What do you think?
B coach, A recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying it's okay to be a B coach in this situation as long as you can recruit.
I think that's his case, is that continuity and recruiting is important for Washington right now.
I think that's the most important thing in college football right now, is getting talent, because it's a fair game. Everybody can get talent. You got to be able to coach talent for sure. But if you don't have the personnel, your team ain't going to be worth diddly, all right? Nothing. So I think there's an angle to that. I also think that an A coach makes a B recruiting class that much better. I think you can win with both. It's just what's right for the situation right here with the UW. I think the best thing for UW is to get the most talent. And they have the resources to do it. It's just, are they willing to really pour into that and do what these teams are doing to get that talent?
So let's assume that the baseline evaluation is true. It's totally subjective, but I just liked the argument from my friend, so I'm going to stick with it. So let's assume that Jedd Fisch, A recruiter, B coach. Is that good enough for you? Curtis, Jedd Fisch has been head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, and you said something earlier that was really interesting, because I was being a rational bump, which will surprise no one. But as a Husky who is typically a horrible alum, I was getting very defensive, and I was going, don't settle for B coaching. Like, I was getting real riled up. And Curtis, what did you say?
I said that the 2023 Arizona team he might have gotten a little too much credit for, because ultimately it was the players that were the reason for the success of that U of A team that won 10 games in 2023. Only, I think, the fourth time in program history an Arizona team has won double-digit games in a season. They had 2 first-round picks on their roster, a second-round pick, the all-time leading touchdown passer in Arizona team history. Like, that roster, Jonah Coleman was on that team. Like, that Arizona team was loaded. And then as somebody that had watched every game that season, there were 2 games that Arizona lost in overtime where it felt like coaching decisions played a big role in that. Lost to USC, where it ended very similarly to how the 2024 Apple Cup ended, on a horrible run to the sideline when you needed a touchdown in
Just
that
a
moment.
bad decision.
Yeah, and then it was an overtime game to Mississippi State that they lost as well. So they could have easily been 12-1 that season. So it felt like, despite Jedd Fisch's coaching, they finished with 10 wins.
B coaching isn't good enough for me. Again, there are people out there who will say he's an A coach and they disagree with me. I'm just going off of just this analogy from my friend. It's not good enough for me. But even outside of that, there was like this report floating around that his family doesn't especially like Seattle. There's always not a stereotype, really. It's well earned, but the idea that he'll leave for another job, to which I would say, okay, I think Jedd Fisch seems like a perfectly fine person, very respected as a head coach. Recruiting is incredibly important for Washington right now, as is stability. All of that's perfectly true. But I'm sorry, maybe I'm biased here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you guys can certainly humble me on this one. Washington is not a bottom-of-the-barrel program that needs to settle for something. If you do not want to be here and you're not going to help this program, why are you here? Again, I would love to talk to, like, if Brock was here and ask him some of his thoughts on this. But, like, I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little defensive right now.
Yeah, you should. I mean, you're a UWer, so that makes sense. But also, I also think that they're not a bottom feeder, but they're not a big dog.
A big dog is not Ohio State?
Until listen, don't be defensive. It's okay.
I can't help it.
This is the reality. I'm not, and this ain't even me talking as a coug. Like, UW is not a destination university. Guys aren't getting fired and they're saying, oh, I got to get to UW. There's only a few programs that are like that. For some reason, UW people just see UW as just gym. I'll give you this. One of the best college football settings in all the world, Craig. And I think that kind of factors into that. Oh, 1991, we split a title with Miami. We've been to Rose Bowls. There are other teams in college football who have the same type of profile as UW. But coaches aren't looking at UW as, I'm staying there for 20 years. There's only a few schools. And it's okay to not be that school. Better than most. Not a bottom feeder, not middle class, maybe upper middle class is what UW is.
Sure, great, fantastic.
But I think that the academics kind of filters into football. And because they're so great academically, people just assume that this is a place that coaches should want to be.
You're not Michigan at its peak, which I think is what, like, UW would fashion itself as. And look, again, I will be brutally honest about my alma mater as much as anyone. And also, like, no one in my family went to college, didn't go to UW, so it's not like I have this generational kind of, like, we're better than you vibe. But I do certainly have a defensiveness with the idea that you'd have to settle for someone who doesn't even want to be there.
No, you don't have to settle. But
You know
you're
what
not,
I mean?
You're not going to get one of the hot names that are available, though.
Okay, fine. But, like,
yeah,
can
you're
you
have
get
to
someone...
you're going to get a dude from a mid-major who has potential.
1,000%. I refuse to believe that there is no one else capable of recruiting the way Jedd Fisch can.
Oh, of course not. There's just
That's what I
personalities.
refuse to
million
believe.
great recruiters
So
in
why
college
settle
football.
for someone who isn't right for you, who does not want to be here, allegedly? I'm speaking for Jedd Fisch when I shouldn't be. This is just rumors. Why settle for that then?
You should never settle, Stacy.
Exactly.
Yeah, never settle.
So I don't know, man.
But what are you going to get?
What do you mean? Like, who are you going to get?
Yeah.
No, this is above my pay grade. I don't know. I don't know where Washington stands and where they can be and what their ceiling looks like in college football today. I knew what it looked like when I was in college, like what like a really good version of the team and a horrible version looked like. Like I knew like my place. I don't know Washington's place in this college football landscape today. I don't know what that is.
Their place is the potential to be a top dog. But where they are now is they're climbing. They're climbing. And let's be real, UW are only considered top dogs like every 10, 12 years.
Yeah,
it's not like every single year. This is the circle of life when it comes to UW.
Yeah.
And you're just at that place right now to where you're trying to be a top
So
dog.
how do you become a top dog?
Recruit and get a coach with personality who's going to stick around for 5, 6, 7 years.
All right, well, I hope that they can find that. And maybe it'll be Jedd Fisch. Maybe it will be. I bristled at the report in the idea that I think this is a stepping stone for people that can go other places, and I think it's perfectly acceptable not to especially love Seattle. I think that those are things that it's like completely subjective opinion. But if that's the case, then I would hope that this program can find someone who can give a coaching and a recruitment and want to stay here.
Last comment I got.
Yeah.
You know when they have a house that's probably old, but it looks good, like got
haunted.
good bones.
Oh, yeah.
That's UW. Yeah, it's great
it has
bones.
good bones.
Good bones.
And I love a renovation project. Look at the plays of the game next.
Hawks Live. Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I have great news. We're having our biggest sale of the year, over $300 off our normal pricing through December 19th. We know it's hard to stay on track during the holidays, and we want to help. This could be the year you actually lose weight over the holidays and set yourself up for success in January. The best part, you can lose weight and still enjoy those special holiday dinners. No shots, no exercise, no fake food, just a plan that teaches you how to reset your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and I've worked with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic for years, and this is the biggest sale I've ever seen from them. $300 off? I did the program myself, losing 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Take advantage of this awesome sale before the holidays.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and take advantage of our lowest pricing of the year. Even if you want to start in January, lock in these prices now. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Stacy Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
It's freezing outside and your home's heating just quit. Repairs, replacement, pricey. Hey, it's John Curley. With unmatched savings and financing from Home Comfort Alliance, now is the time. Federal tax credits expire soon. Save up to $2,000. Utility rebates up to $2,500. Home Comfort Alliance warehouse clearance sale, another 25 to 75% off. Plus 18 months, 0% financing makes paying easy. Act now for the best savings. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
I had a young woman who was on a new SUV, and she had attachments to her old car because it was her first car, and she had questions because she was doubling her spending budget, and she was very fiscally responsible. It was almost making her sick. And the best path at that point was to, let's stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier. These are major life accomplishments. You have the ability to afford at this tier. You've secured one of the major needs in your life. You should be feeling a tremendous amount of pride and respect for your accomplishments. I'm just grateful that we get to celebrate it with them, that we get to be part of it in that aspect of it.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Breaking news earlier this morning from ESPN's Adam Schefter. Brian Daboll out as head coach of the Giants. He is the second head coach to be fired midseason. The Seattle Kraken fell to the Dallas Stars 2-1 on Sunday. Next up, a game against the Blue Jackets tomorrow at 7 p.m. And finally, the Packers host the Eagles tonight for Monday Night Football. Green Bay a 2.5-point favorite, and they're looking for revenge against a Philly team that beat them twice last season. Kickoff at 5:15.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bumpin' Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Get out your pencils and get ready to watch some game tape. It's X's and O's with Michael Bumpus for basically back-to-back segments, 20 minutes here. We're going to start with Plays the Game, and then we're getting to 4-down territory, so let's go. We are going to get started in the first quarter. Where else? So this is Seattle's first drive, 1st and 10. They're already at the Arizona 43-yard line, 11:01. Sam Darnold finds JSN for a 43-yard score.
At the Arizona 43. Opening drive by the Seahawks, play fake, and Darnold's going to roll left. Has time, going to let it fly. Got a man deep, reaching up, touchdown, Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson Smith and Jigba with the touchdown reception, tightly covered, but dropping that baby in the bucket. Sam Darnold from 43 out. The Hawks up 6-0.
This touchdown was the fourth time this season the Seahawks have scored on their first possession of the game, which, by the way, when they did that against the Steelers in Week 2, it broke essentially a year-long drought dating back to December of 2023, and here we are many weeks later, and it's the fourth time they've done it.
Yeah, great opening drive by the Seahawks, man. You get Jason involved early, right? And then you take your shot. And what I like about this is this played out the way I thought it would for Rashid, honestly. I thought Jason would be the one running the crossing route. The safety will bite down on him, and Rashid would be over the top. It was the complete opposite. Rashid is doing the crossing route. Buda Baker bites down. Jason does a great job of widening his defender, then getting vertical. When the ball's in the air, we're having a conversation about this with the post-game team. He boxes him out. He uses his body, like hits the brakes on the defender. Defender bumps into him. He goes up and grabs the football. I mean, perfect start to a game when you're questioning what are teams going to do to take Jason away. 82 yards in the first half, absolutely nothing.
Oh, by the way, those 82 first half yards put him over 1,000 on the season. In fact, this play, this 43-yard touchdown, put him at 999 yards. Very obviously, he surpassed 1,000 yards soon thereafter. All right, let's get to the first scoop and score. This one is on Arizona's first possession of the game. We're looking at second and 11, 9:32.
Bryant looks like he wants to blitz. He does. Brissett hits his back foot. He gets hit as he throws. The ball's picked up. It's going the other way. It's DeMarcus Lawrence. He's going to walk in. Touchdown Seahawks if it stands. Arizona is going to argue that Brissett's arm was going forward. It's now called a touchdown Seahawks.
Look at that. First scoop and score. Well, I should say their first forced fumble and fumble recovery on defense is a scoop and score.
Yeah, they just overwhelmed the Arizona Cardinals. They did have a tight end to the right side of the defense. They motioned that guy to the left side. You got 8 walking down, Kobe Bryant. You have Imawari as well, defensive lineman over there, and then Knight on the blitz. It's really just a numbers game. You got 5 to one side. You have 4 to take care of those 5 if you include the running back. Somebody was going to be free. Knight was free, gets his hand on the ball. Scoop and score by D-Law, his 3rd touchdown of his career.
And we will get to him doubling his previous touchdowns with his 2nd today in a second. First, we've got a few more highlights here. We're going to go to Arizona taking over. So there's a scoop and score, and then Arizona takes over again. So we're looking at 6:33 in the first quarter. It's a 3rd and 1, and Arizona's going to try to run it here right up the middle, but then here comes Drake Thomas.
3rd down and 1 for Arizona. Brissett under center. Knight gets the handoff. He gets in the backfield and goes down. Holy catfish! A flag is down, however, far side. And it's going to go against Arizona. Drake Thomas was fired out of a bazooka. You mentioned, Dave, he's not very big. But man, oh man, he hits a ton. A loss of 4 on the play. And Arizona's going to be forced to kick it away.
I think if an alien was like, hey, what do you like about football? Show me something cool. I'd show them this play.
Yeah, that's that's Drake Thomas, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he is not big, 5'10", 220 pounds, but he delivers a punch. And every week, it seems like the last 3 weeks, there's a play where Drake Thomas reminds you that he should be on this football field. That was one of them.
What would be your play that you'd show an alien?
I show an alien?
It doesn't have to be a Seahawks one, because if an alien was like, show me one of the coolest plays ever to convince me to watch football, I'd show him Odell Beckham Jr.'s catch.
Beastquake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's also really obvious.
And then the aliens see how the humans react to that, too.
Yeah.
And then, they made the earth shake.
It's just us teaching aliens to like football.
Yeah.
There's so many other useful things we can do, and we're like, okay, so right here, we're going to go through the 2010 season. Don't worry, it'll get better in a couple episodes. All right, let's get to George Halani here. So I kept wondering, is Ken Walker going to be able to get a touchdown? This time it's George Halani, though. So we're looking at 2nd and 9, 1:28 remaining in the first quarter. And then Halani gets a score.
He's got room. He breaks a tackle, and he dives in. Touchdown, Seahawks. And it's not Charbonnet. It's Halani. George Halani is in the backfield, 36. And he gets his opportunity. He makes a man miss near the line of scrimmage. And then he busts it into the end zone for 6 from 9 yards out. And that makes it 20-0 Seahawks.
And I think maybe the coolest thing about this big picture is that that's not even the first time. It is the 3rd time that they have taken a 21-0 lead on an opponent in the first half. What did you see on this score?
Yeah, what makes this thing actually work is there's a block called a push crack that's done by Arroyo. He's lined up as a receiver. And what that means is you push towards the corner, but then you crack the safety. So that creates a one-on-one matchup with Halani and a corner, and that's the matchup that you want. Safeties are paid to cover and tackle. Corners are just paid to cover. They don't want to tackle. Every now and then you get a good corner who can tackle. So you get a one-on-one matchup over there. They also overload the left side, which makes the defense have to account for those guys over there. Great design. Great matchup, good push crack block by Arroyo, and then Halani wins his one-on-one.
And now we are on to the second scoop and score. I love that this happened twice with the same players. Okay, so we're in the second quarter at 14-15. Second quarter just starting. Arizona was at 2nd and 6, and then Jacoby Brissett was sacked for -6 yards. So now they're at 3rd and 12, and then it just keeps getting worse.
Brissett gets hit again. Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? It goes to D-Law again. Another touchdown! Seahawks! Holy catfish! Lightning strikes twice for the Seahawks defense. Brissett rears back to throw, gets hit, arms not going forward. Ball bounces right to DeMarcus Lawrence, his 2nd touchdown of the game, the 4th of his career, and Seattle is up 27-0. Oh, my word. What a job by the Seahawks defense. And Brissett is going to need counseling after this game.
I know that him getting a second scoop and score in a game, 2 in this game, that doubles his career total, is wildly impressive. But my favorite part of all of this is Wyman cackling throughout the entire sound.
That's like he's watching like a proud uncle. Like, look at that defense.
He can't believe it. He's in disbelief, and I was too.
So this one's a little different. The Hawks show a 7-man pressure to end up actually bringing 5. You got Travis Knight, Tyrese Knight in the A gap, standing up in the 2-point. You also have D-Law standing over the tackle to Knight's left side. What he does is he shoots to A. The running back is responsible for Knight. He gets to the running back and blows it up, but it's actually a little stunt. So what D-Law does, he's to the left side of Knight. He gets upfield and wraps around the back side of Knight, creating just an open lane. At the same time, Knight beats his matchup, and D-Law's at the right place, the right time for the 2nd time in this game. Scoops up with one hand and scores a touchdown, and the celebration is dope. He shoots a jumper to Blitz. Blitz wears number 0 as well. It was 0-0 for that celebration.
All right, let's go to a few more offensive highlights here. We're going to go to Darnold and then Charbonnet's score. But first, Cooper Kupp getting involved here. Sam Darnold, we are in the second quarter at 10:59. It's 3rd and 4 for Seattle. Finds Cooper Kupp for 67 yards.
4-man rush by Arizona. Sam steps up in the pocket, has some running room, scrambles. Now he throws wide open far side. Cooper Kupp in Arizona territory. He's still going. Breaks a tackle. He could go 10-5 down to the 3-yard line. Finally chased down by Thompson on the far side. Cooper Kupp was standing in front of the Arizona bench like the Statue of Liberty. Everybody could see him, but nobody was near him. And he took off upfield, broke 2 tackles all the way inside the 5.
Oh, my God, I love our broadcast team standing in front of the bench like the Statue of Liberty.
When he said that, I said bar.
That's true. Everyone can see him,
but no one's
But
around
no one's around him.
And I saw the Statue of Liberty in a big body of water. I go, yeah.
That's exactly what
right.
it is.
What happens here is you get pressure on the left side, which makes Darnold step up in the pocket. It looks like the Cardinals are in a cover 3. So you have Cooper Kupp, who's in the flats, and that corner is trying to decide, what do I do? Because my flat defender isn't really flowing with him. But at the same time, I have Arroyo shooting up the seam. I got to make a decision. So he goes with the guy shooting up the seam. The flat defender is occupied by another tight end who's in his area. And now this Sam Darnold is being a pro. This is how I know the game is slowing down for him, right? He gets upfield. Instead of running, he could have gotten that first down. He goes, I'm going to go lateral. I'm going to get it to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp wide open on a Sunday, butt neck eating a sandwich, and gets upfield, makes a couple guys miss. I wanted him to score so bad on this one.
I know.
I wanted it for him. You see him as he gets up, he smiles a little bit. Just great play all around.
That had to be his longest play of the season.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't look it up, but I was like, there's no way. 67 yards. Zach Charbonnet, we are going to, it's the same drive, 8:38, 2nd and 6 from the Arizona 6. Charbonnet runs it in.
Now Oots shifts into the backfield. Charbonnet set back. He gets the handoff. He has some running room. Jumps over a man. Jumps over a second. Dives for the goal line. He's in. Touchdown! Seahawks! Charbonnet Charbonnet takes to the air and scores his 6th rushing touchdown this season.
This was a cool little play here. I mean, if you just saw Zach Charbonnet's 6-yard touchdown, you'd be like, okay, well, good for him. But to actually see it was an athletic play.
And a physical play. You have Oots taking care of the backside of the formation. It's a zone right look. And you know what? We got a big ups. Anthony Bradford.
There you go,
Great
AB.
job on the double team, blowing the guy up, then getting to the linebacker there, giving Zach Charbonnet some kind of lane, but then he's just being an athlete, jumping over guys. This was a physical type of run by the blockers. Big up 75, and Zach Charbonnet for finishing that thing.
To the second quarter. I love it. To the second quarter.
Dang.
I know, right? I mean, this technically was in the second quarter, but we're going a little bit further here. We're at 4:21. This is going to be a defensive highlight. So 4th and 1. By the way, credit to this defense for as many stops that they got, turnover on downs and stops that they got, not just on 4th and 1 here. This is from the Seattle 1-yard line. They also got a stop from the Seattle 2-yard line. It's just, I can see why Arizona looked so much better against a bad Cowboys defense, because this team in these situations against a worse defense absolutely adds 2 more scores. But again, I digress. From the Seattle 1-yard line, Okada stuffs Knight.
Arizona's got a big offensive lineman as a fullback right now in the I formation behind Brissett. Knight gets the handoff. He gets hit in the backfield. He's going to go down. The Seahawks defense does it again. They stop Arizona short of the goal line on 4th and about 8 inches. And the Seahawks defense steps up huge once again.
What'd you see?
Okada's going to get the love for this, and he should. He is the exclamation point in this whole thing. But it is gap integrity. Every gap is being occupied and being dominated. And Big L Sapili getting in the backfield and kind of making that running back have to bounce. Every gap is accounted for. And guys aren't able to get to that second level. And because Okada's free, he just shoots the gap, gets in the backfield, boom, makes a play. We've mentioned, and B-Wall talked about this yesterday, we've mentioned Drake Thomas, we've mentioned Peely, we've mentioned Okada. Guys that we were not even thinking about to start this season. All these dudes making plays.
Okay, I've got 2 more here. I'm going to skip over one, but we're going to go to a defensive highlight and an offensive highlight to wrap it up. And yes, we did skip over some fumbles, interceptions by this team, but it's because we're going to get to that in a segment coming up at 11:45. So we're looking at 1:01 remaining in the first half, 3rd and 10, Brissett sacked.
3rd down and 10. DeMarcado in the backfield. Slot left. Brissett drops back, being chased. He's going to go down way back at the 50-yard line. Here, Hall was there.
Boye Mafe.
And Boye Mafe.
Great rush by him.
Boye Mafe almost reportedly traded, certainly drawing interest at the deadline. Didn't end up happening, though.
Yeah, no, this is just team effort right there. Brissett had nowhere to go with this football, and that's just what stifling defense does, man. It puts you in constant pressure. He's trying his best to keep his eyes down the field, not able to do it. Boye Mafe had himself a play. We're getting contributions from everybody. 15 guys on this team have a sack. Boye Mafe hasn't even hit his stride yet. Remember that game or that year he had 6 sacks in 6 consecutive games? Wait until this young man gets going.
Yeah.
This defense still has room for improvement.
I thought this stretch of 4 plays was the best the run looked all day. We're just going to play the first of them. It's at 4:32, 1st and 10. We are in the 3rd quarter, 4:32. Zach Charbonnet, 30 yards.
Charbonnet, the tail of the eye. Darnold under center. Oots is the blocking back. Charbonnet starts outside right, cuts back inside, breaks a tackle. Now he's got running room 20, 25, 30, breaks another tackle, 35, almost to the 40-yard line. And that will fire up not only your sidelines and your offense on the field, but the 12s. Finally, Seattle's offense, a big play, 30 yards from Charbonnet. Good blocking, even better running.
Run game needed that. By the way, there's 3 other plays after this, like 9 yards. Just solid 4 plays here for Charbonnet.
Yeah, this is the example of the run game just making 1 or 2 really big plays that you need, right? You're backed up a little bit. You need a play to be made. You run your traditional zone, and Zach Charbonnet finds the lane. Man, this is what being stubborn does. You run the ball 46 times, you have to pop. You could be playing Pee-wee football. Eventually, something's going to happen, and that's what happened here with Zach Charbonnet.
Seahawks beat the Cardinals 44-22. Let's get to 4-down territory.
This is 4-down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. Why is play action so effective for the Seahawks, even though their run game isn't explosive?
All right, so we've mentioned it. You run the ball 46 times, something's going to pop, right? And when it comes to play action, everyone becomes an actor. And there are some great actors when it comes to this Seahawks offense. They run a lot of their play action off that zone split. So what that means is that either the fullback or a tight end is going the opposite way of the play. So the flow could be the play could be a left zone, but they're going to go right and take care of the end. They give that same look. Also, the linemen are doing a great job of selling run. They are stepping down like it's zone blocking every single time, making it look good when they do that. They also use it off some pulling action as well. And then your tight ends make this thing go, because a lot of the times they are the read for the second and third level. Tight end blocks is going to be a run. So what they'll do is they'll keep the tight end into block, and I even put them in the play action game. Sometimes they do release them, but the bigger plays, at least this week, happen when the tight end stays in and they get that max pro type of look or that zone type of look. And then the last piece of this thing is Sam Darnold. He is a magician with that football. He makes it look like it's going to be a handoff. He flips it and goes. All this to say that they are just great actors. Everyone on that field are great actors when it comes to the play action game.
Second down. Why do you think JSN has officially reached superstar status?
Officially. You know why? Because Buda Baker hit him in his chest with his shoulder. He got a unnecessary roughness call. That was not unnecessary roughness.
I think that's what you're going to say.
No, man, that's not unnecessary roughness. I felt bad for Buda. I mean, I didn't, but I did. Buda's one of my favorite players.
Sure.
He's a local guy, so I felt bad for him. And me and B-Wall looked at each other and were like, yeah, that's soft as heck. He's officially reached superstar status. How dare you hit JSN legally in the chest with your shoulder?
Let me get these kid gloves on.
All right, what are we doing here? I saw that and I thought to myself, all right, these refs are taking notice, and superstars get protection. Like, if I were out there and I got hit in the chest, they'd be like, get up. You know what I mean? Like,
you start getting up, the refs push you back
man,
down.
what you doing, man? Don't be looking over here for a flag. You ain't JSN, you know? So that play right there made me laugh. He's officially a star in this league.
Third down. What two plays showed you that quarterback Sam Darnold is in complete control?
So we just talked about one. Him climbing up in the pocket instead of running, going laterally, finding Cooper Kupp on the sideline and going. The game is so slow to him right now. The fact that he has the awareness, he's not even looking at the sticks. He feels the sticks, climbs and says, you know what? It's going to be an illegal pass. Let me get lateral and do my thing. I loved it. The other one is, it's a real simple play. It's during the first drive, and he hits JSN on a slant. But what he does pre-snap, he is just messing with the minds of this defense. You got Cooper Kupp and I believe another receiver to the right side. And before the snap, he's peeking to the right side. He's peeking. You see the linebacker point that way. The ball is snapped. He looks there again and then snaps it right back, gets to the JSN on a slant. He created that space before the ball was even snapped by just playing these mind games with these guys, peeping that way. You know, dang well, it's third down, you're going to go to JSN. But because he's so aware and in control and understands how he can manipulate and influence defenses, he makes it that much easier. It was a great throw. The defender was on JSN hip. But if he doesn't move that Mike backer, it doesn't happen that way. This is an example of him just being in complete control.
Fourth down. Well, Rashid Shaheed did not get a touchdown or 4 in his debut for the Seahawks, but still a solid one. What did you think of his debut?
I loved it. You saw him get a reverse. He got a screen. They used him at running back and got a toss. He was on punt return, kick return. He's going to do absolutely everything, and I love that. And this was just a sprinkle. Out of 68 plays, I believe he played in 20 to 21 snaps. I predicted around 25. Perfect amount of usage for this dude, especially as he's getting acclimated to this team. But you see it. You see the potential. Even though he didn't have like that huge run, you felt, you're like, oh, snaps. He's one block away from taking this thing to the hood. So, yes, I loved it, and I can't wait to see more. I want to respond to someone. 425 says about the JSN thing. You're talking about the helmet-to-helmet hit, the play that led him go into concussion protocol. It was what do you call that? Like a scrape. It wasn't
like a glance.
It barely touched him. And you got to go to concussion protocol whenever there's some type of contact. But it was more shoulder than anything. This is just how different the game is now, opposed to when I played.
Well, and this is when you played, a guy would be down, like he'd be hurt. This is JSN knowing he was getting a flag drawn. JSN had to have the spotter had to force him out of the game.
Yeah,
it was a couple plays later.
Just a different game now, and different. You can still go into that concussion protocol and not have that flag throw. You know what I mean? Because they don't get the refs don't make the call. New York upstairs, they make the call.
Yeah.
Hey, let's check on this dude.
Yeah. They had to pull him.
It is a different game today.
But I mean, again, good for JSN. It's one of those things where it's like, maybe a defensive pass interference, but certainly like a roughing the passer call goes your way, and you're thinking, man, I'd be so annoyed if I was the other team, but it is what it is. Yeah. We'll take it. No complaints. But I like the take about like JSN.
He's gonna get calls now.
It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Coming up next, a gambling scandal continues to confuse us.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Stacy here to tell you that I have had a horrible experience buying and selling a car before, so I know a good one when I see it and feel it, and that's why I want to tell you about Wayscar Ford in Auburn. These are real people, Mark and Chris, and Way himself. Way is real. I know them, and you will too, and they want you to have a hassle-free, no-pressure experience like I did when you're looking to sell or buy a new car. And let me tell you what, trusting the people you're working with is massive. Again, I sold my old car years ago to this place that absolutely ripped me off. I wish I would have known about what Wayscar Ford does, which is this. You sell your car to Wayscar Ford and get paid for it that day. Then when they resell your old car, they split half the profit with you. It's not a consignment. It just lets them save some money on auction fees and stuff like that they'd rather share with customers, and it lets you avoid scams. Plus, you can upgrade to a new model from their vast inventory like I did. I recommend a Bronco Sport. I got one. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. They've just surpassed sharing over $1 million with people who have sold them their cars. Find out how you can do it too at wayscarford.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with the Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers. The #1 wiper blades in America.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown, Seahawks! Ken Walker III. Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
As a quarterback, you cannot run a winning play with a messy playbook. And most companies' data, well, it's a mess. AI is changing the game, but if your data is scattered, you're stuck on the sidelines. Brock Heward here, and this is where my friends at Marquee Data come in. They get your data in shape, clean, connected, ready to perform, so you can finally put AI to work for your business. Whether sales, finance, or operations, every smart move starts with the right data. So head to mydataqb.com to draw up your game-winning data play today. That's Marquee Data or mydataqb.com.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It is The Timeline on Bump and Stacy, starting today's list of stories with a sad one. Seattle sports icon Lenny Wilkens passed away on Sunday at his home at the age of 88. Wilkens was head coach of the 1979 NBA World Champions Sonics and also played for Seattle from 1968 to 1972.
Start the countdown. Ballard off with the shot. Sonics control from the corner.
I don't even have to come in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the celebration begin in Seattle. It is over. The Seattle Supersonics have won the NBA World Championship Series.
Wilkens retired from coaching as the winningest head coach in NBA history with 1,332 career regular season wins and surpassed by Greg Popovich. He was a 9-time All-Star and is in the Basketball Hall of Fame 3 times as a player, coach, and an assistant with the 92 Dream Team. By the way, just the 5th man to be in as a player and coach with the Hall of Fame. Wilkens was the head coach of the gold medal winning 96 U.S. Olympic basketball team. This past summer, a statue of Wilkens was unveiled outside of Climate Pledge Arena for his basketball work and also for his charity work in the community of Seattle. This is what Lenny said.
I was always told that we should make someplace better than when we got there. And so that's been a model in my life, is that, help other people believe that they can make a difference in the world. And I guess I get that from Father Mannion. I got it from Jackie Robinson. These were huge role models that let me know that if you really put your mind to it, you can make a difference.
And he did.
I am so lucky to have met Lenny. I met him last year, I want to say. He was one of our 12 flag raisers. And there's only a few people. I don't get starstruck. People don't really have that aura with me. I just see him as regular people. He's one of those people I'm like, I've been watching you since I've been watching sports.
What do I do here?
You are the man. And I wish I had an individual interview with him or meeting with him because I had so many questions I wanted to ask him. I was so excited. I took a picture with him. I don't take pictures with nobody, Stacy. I mean, a lot of people. I don't take pictures with him. Took a picture with him, sent it to my grandma. I go, Love. I call her Love. I go, Love, who is this? And she knew exactly who he was, man. He's a legend. So rest in peace, man. And I'm just so grateful that I had a chance to sit and have a conversation with one of the greatest to do it.
Well said, Bump. There's also always something really powerful and awesome about someone not from a place that then makes that place their home, and then that place in turn makes them a hero forever, right? Like it's Lenny Wilkens was not from Seattle, but he did retire here to Medina, and then obviously remained deeply involved in the community, an advocate for basketball for an area that desperately wants the NBA back, and was a champion for all of that. So it's always just cool how those paths between a city and a person
Seattle
end up
does
crossing.
that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle does that.
Yeah, it's very cool. All right, a couple more stories here to get to. I'm going to jump to the NFL for our next one here. This breaking this morning from ESPN's Adam Schefter. The New York Giants have fired Brian Daboll as their head coach following the team's 2-8 start to the season. In 3+ seasons with the Giants, Daboll had a record of just 20, 40, and 1. That's following a playoff appearance in 2022, and won Coach of the Year that year, by the way. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will serve as the team's interim head coach. Kafka was also a finalist for, was it head coach here or for an OC role? I can't remember. You guys were talking about it earlier.
I think he was outside candidate for head coach.
Okay, I remember writing down his name.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long.
Listen, the Giants' job, once you lost Neighbors, you knew that this offense wasn't going to be great. He wasn't the one who let Saquon Barkley go either. Let's get that right. And he advocated for Daniel Jones. You see what he's doing over there in Indy. But we all know it's always going to fall on the head coach and the guy in control of the offense. He has been irresponsible when it comes to Jackson Dart. They are running this young man like he is a 235-pound running back at times. It's irresponsible the way that they've been handling this. I didn't expect much from the Giants this year. No Saquon. Neighbors goes down early. Russell doesn't look good. You're relying on a young quarterback over there. It's set up for failure, but I think the main thing was just the way he was using this quarterback. Put him in harm's way. Just completely irresponsible. We felt like this was coming eventually, but there were some moves that management made that did not help the situation.
Absolutely agree. I was looking back at the last 10 years of Coach of the Year winners. One of them is twice with Kevin Stefanski, both times with the Browns, obviously, and he remains with the Browns. But otherwise, I was like, guys, guess how many people, including Kevin Stefanski, has one entry, one Coach of the Year over the last 10 years and remain with that team. And you correctly guessed that it was 3.
I just guessed, too. That was just random.
Sean McVay, the Rams, obviously. John Harbaugh with the Ravens. Kevin Stefanski twice with the Browns. And then Kevin O'Connell just won last year, is obviously still with the Vikings. But you have a lot of names in here. Jason Garrett won in 2016 with the Cowboys. Matt Nagy with the Chicago Bears. Mike Vrabel, who is still a head coach, but he won it with the Tennessee Titans. Ron Rivera with the Carolina Panthers. Bruce Arians with the Cardinals. That one a little weird because he ended up moving on to Tampa Bay. But either way, then I asked you guys, well, why do you think that happens? Like, why do you think that – do you think there's fatigue where people don't want to vote for Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, and Mike Tomlin a million times?
Maybe that has something to do with it. You're always looking for the next best thing. I think once you've established yourself as a coach, then and then they're looking for the next up and coming coach. I think if we want to do Coach of the Year every year, the man over there in Eagles could be in the mix.
Right. Give it to Andy Reid every other year.
So I think they're looking for the new guy on the block. So that's why it bounces around like that.
Curtis also fairly pointed out that you're also looking for people who exceeded expectations, and inherent to surpassing expectations is usually regression.
Yeah, it's not a award that guarantees job security, and that goes for other sports too. I think the NBA Coach of the Year is just as bad. You're looking at a run of like 6 or 7 guys the next year getting.
It's almost like a Madden curse where like you don't want it, right? You got to hand it off to someone else. I really think he deserves it. It's like he's your division rival. Next story here. Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz were officially charged over the weekend with fraud, conspiracy, and bribery stemming from an alleged scheme to rig pitches that led to gamblers winning hundreds of thousands of dollars. So again, this is a story that's older. Clase, for instance, was suspended much earlier, but the charges are the news story here, and so is a bit of information. Jeff Passan joined SportsCenter on Sunday to discuss the severity of punishments Clase and Ortiz are facing.
Prosecutors charged the pair with 4 charges each, and if you add up the potential sentences of those charges, they could be facing up to 65 years in prison. Now, nobody is expecting that to be the ultimate punishment, but it shows the severity of this case and just how seriously the Eastern District of New York, which, remember, was also involved in the indictments unsealed last week against the NBA, Terry Rozier, and some assistant coaches as well. They're taking it extraordinarily seriously because I think they understand, just as Major League Baseball does, this is about the integrity of the sport. And Major League Baseball, if they are found guilty, very likely would levy lifetime bans against them, as they did against Pete Rose and have done against others.
But my tease to this segment was there's a gambling scandal still leaving us confused, and here's what I mean by that. There's a lot inherent to gambling that I just am not going to understand, because there is an addiction component and a thrill component, an adrenaline component, whatever. But considering how much like Emmanuel Clase would be getting paid, Curtis, you said $26 million over the course of his contract, course of his career.
Yeah, he was well taken care of.
Well taken care of. Some of these kickbacks he was getting from some of this, I'm talking like $5,000. Like you're talking the overall, like the total sum of the money that these bettors got is $450,000. That was over multiple bettors. And Clase and Ortiz are getting a smaller kickback of that. So you're doing all of this for what, 10,000, 12,000, 15? I'm baffled.
Yeah, there are a few things that I think could be going on here. Obviously, you mentioned the addiction to gambling, the thrill of the whole thing. And I think it could be deeper, too. What if they are just gotten involved with some people and were like kind of blackmailed or forced to do it, too? Like, listen, if you don't do this,
maybe,
you know, this is a crime. And when you're dealing with crime, there are criminals and bad people who live this way. So I'm gonna leave everything on the table to start. I don't just want to. The responsibility is on the player because he got involved in this whole thing. Mm-hmm. But there are scenarios where you get involved, you try to get out, you're forced to do some things. Who knows? Either way, because you got into this thing initially, you jacked it up for yourself and your whole family.
The Seahawks have one of the league's top offenses and top defenses, but there's one thing they absolutely need to change. That's next.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square's center court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
When you're at home and next to your windows, do you notice cold air or a draft when the wind blows? How about moisture or leaking during a rainstorm? Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years in our home, our window seals started breaking. A failed window can do major damage to your home, and the older the window, the more likely it is to fail. That's why right now is an excellent time to have Harley Exteriors come by for a no-charge consultation. That's exactly what I had done over the summer, and not only were they extremely knowledgeable about all things windows, I found them to be polite, professional, and respectful. In other words, people you want to do business with. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy 3 windows, get 1 free. No payments or interest until 2027. And take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. They'll give you an honest assessment and quote. Go to harleyexteriors.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Ready to order.
Yes.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Ewart here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I have a special offer for you. PCF's Black Friday sale runs through November, and you can get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and approving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The Seahawks are so close to being an exceptional football team. They're really good. They're a wagon right now, but there's one area where they continue to struggle and bump. For the life of me, I can't figure out what's going on here, so wanted to ask you about it. It's not the run game, though that has been like a topic. It's not run blocking, though that's been a topic for people. It's not even injuries right now, though that's also a topic. It's turnovers. So Mike McDonald asked about it this morning with Brock and Salk, just about kind of what he ended up seeing.
And then, we just, as an offense, and really in the return unit, like Sheed had the ball on the ground there on the kickoff return, ball's in jeopardy too frequently. I think everybody would agree with me on that. And so that's something that we need to do a better job of as a team.
The Seahawks have 8 turnovers over the last 3 games. They had none against the Jacksonville Jags, which is very interesting because the Jags were great with takeaways. And then they have had at least 1 in every single game before then, weeks 1 through 5, and 2 in 2 of those weeks. They lead the league in fumbles given up.
14 fumbles 9 of them lost. So more than likely, they put the football on the ground. The other team is going to grab it. Their ops, 5 fumbles, only 3 lost, and we saw 2 last week. Yeah, I would agree with that. You have to make sure. And then let's give Sam Darnold 4 of those interceptions instead of the 6, because 2 of them were off a teammate's helmet. And then he does have a fumble. So, yeah, as I talk myself through it, you never want the football in harm's way. It's going to happen, but you want to try to limit it. You want it to be things that you can control, and what you can control is ball security. What you can control is good decision-making with the football in your hands. I would agree 100% with him, because you don't want this to be a reason why you lose a football game. Mm-hmm. We've seen it be the reason why you've lost a football game twice already, once with the Bucs, one with the 49ers. Mm-hmm. That's in the beginning of the season. If you want to get into these tight games, which you will be in when you play these better teams, you want them to beat you because the scheme was better and the execution was better. You don't want to feel like you lost a game because you put the ball on the ground. And when the ball is on the ground, because of the shape of the ball, it can go any direction. You don't know where it's going to bounce. So, yes, I agree 100% with Coach McDonald. You got to be efficient as offense. You got to take care of the rock. Limit the opportunities for the opposition to steal possessions away from you.
There's not an exceptionally strong, though certainly a positive, correlation between giving up fumbles and being a bad team. So, for instance, the Seahawks prior to this week were tied with the Jets in terms of fumbles given up, right? Like, again, it's not perfect, but there is a positive correlation between giving the ball up and having a pretty bad record. Now, sometimes there are teams that are exceptional with takeaways, and they're good but not great teams. The Chicago Bears defense, for instance, leads the league in takeaways. And there was a stretch of 4 consecutive wins when they had 15 takeaways. So there's all kinds of weird names to pop up with this. That being said, if you were to tell me, hey, the Seahawks are leading the league in fumbles, and they are tied for like 3rd in total giveaways, they have a negative turnover differential, I'd go, okay, well, it's a coaching problem, it's a quarterback problem, or maybe it's a running back problem. I don't think they have a problem with those things, though. I don't think they have a coaching problem at all. I don't think they have a quarterback problem. So I'm struggling to figure out, okay, what do I pin this on?
Some of it is just random, man.
Just bad luck.
You just can't control it. Sometimes you get beat. Your right tackle gets beat and gets pushed into you as you're throwing the football. And some people are like, he's got to see that. It's like, it happens so fast out there. I know we have the benefit of slow motion. You can break it all down, but that's not real time. In real time, things are happening quickly. Other times you make the correct read, and another player gets pushed into you and it bounces off his helmet. You know, there's so much randomness that happens in a football game. It seems like it's random, but it's just battles being won and battles being lost. The ones you can control is when you have the ball and you're a runner. You know, and you got to make sure it's high and tight. Every now and then, somebody comes in with a fist and punches it out at the right angle. So a lot of it is random, but some of it you can definitely take care of and be an emphasis. And I'm sure they do ball security drills every day at practice. That's part of the routine of a practice. So just make yourself aware of it. And when you can control it, when you're a runner with the football, 2 hands high and tight, and if they make a play, they make a play.
Mike McDonald was asked after the game whether he's worried and I'm paraphrasing, the question wasn't this tactless. It was phrased much more eloquently. But whether he's worried his quarterback has a ball security issue, or whether it's something else. And Mike McDonald said he thinks it's operational. What does that mean? Does he mean, I think we can figure this out? I think we can iron this out with reps?
Operational. When I think of operational, I think of center to quarterback.
That's, I think, what
like we can fix that. Oluwatimi hasn't had a lot of snaps with Sam Darnold. I assume during practice he's more with the 2s and the 3s, so that's something you can fix. Operational could be really, that's the only thing I can think of when it comes to operational. Everything else is physical.
Given that it happened twice, that has to be what he was talking about.
Yeah, it's just center to quarterback.
Yeah.
They got to get on the same page, and it's a different feel. I played quarterback in high school, and when I had to take a snap from a different center, it just felt different. Don't mean to sound candid or gross, but the butt cheeks, you got your hand on them cheeks, man. It just feels different.
You're very familiar
when
with
you're
each
under
other.
there. It feels different, and the quickness and the pressure that they snap it with, it's a different feel. So that's the easiest one to fix.
I mean, I look at it and go, yeah, you got away with turnovers against the Commanders. You got away with turnovers against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get away with turnovers against the Rams.
Nah, not against the Rams. We're going to capitalize for sure.
So take it are they going to solve their turnover problems in week 11 after having several in week 10 and 9? No.
Yeah, they can.
But I
Why
think
not?
that they can. I think they can iron out a couple because I don't think it's going to be completely solved.
I think they can go a game without turning the football over.
I think they can go a game without turning the football over. It is worth noting they've done that one time this year.
Yeah, they can do that. It can be fixed. It can in a week. It can be fixed.
I hope it can.
Your center to quarterback. That's going to happen at least 45 times a game. That can be fixed. Ball security, putting to it, all that can be fixed. They can go weeks without turning the football over.
If they do not turn the ball over against the Rams, I will bring us lunch or breakfast on that Monday.
All right.
And once again, Matt and Curtis will win a bet not having placed the bet at all.
I like this. I like this a lot.
Over there.
Just the winner. And I don't
or
like
have
betting.
We game the system.
I don't like betting against the Seahawks in this case at all. I want them to not turn the ball over, but the stubborn part of me thinks that statistically it is incredibly difficult to go from doing it as much as they have to not doing it at all. I think they can cut it to 1.
Nah, I think if you
believe.
Yeah, just believe. It can be done. Will it? We'll see.
It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. What caught my eye coming your way next?
That was a dominant victory yesterday.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal.
Brock and Salk.
About as good a masterpiece on national television as you can ever watch.
Morning 6 to 10.
I have no more ceiling on what this team is capable of.
You play your game. You play your style. That game, that style, it travels. It's dominant. And I don't see somebody you can't play with when I watch the NFL this year.
Brock and Salk. Morning 6 to 10. Only on Seattle Sports.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafeet from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
The Home Comfort Alliance Warehouse Clearance Sale ends soon. Save 25 to 75% on heat pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners. Also enjoy 18 months, 0% financing. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Stacy Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Seattle Kraken fell to the Dallas Stars 2-1 on Sunday. Next up, a game against the Blue Jackets tomorrow at 7 p.m. The Packers host the Eagles tonight for Monday Night Football. Green Bay a 2.5-point favorite. They're looking for revenge against a Philly team that beat them twice last season. Kickoff at 5:15.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, reacting to a coaching move coming up in 30 minutes with NFL headlines. Right now, it's time for What Caught My Eye, Week 10 edition. I got so close to doing what I do at the start of every month, which is saying, I can't believe it's November. I can't believe it's December, with I can't believe it's week 11, but I can't. I simply cannot. But what caught your eye in week 10?
What caught mis ojos? That offense, man. Another week in a row where they come out and they score their first drive. 7 plays, 65 yards. And, of course, I got to look at the big play to JSN. Rashid underneath, attracting the safety, and Jason over the top. The reason why this continues just to amaze me is because you know what the Hawks want to do. They want to get this young man the football, and they keep finding ways to do it. He does a great job with his release. He widens the defender. He hits the brakes, bumps into him, grabs the rock. He sets the tone early. And once you start getting him the ball early, then teams have to start trying to take him away, open up other guys. Every single week he does something special, and this week didn't fail.
Let's jump to mine because I have a question for Bump, so it's going to be a little bit longer. What caught my eye? A big ol' ice pack on Jalen Sundell's knee. I was staring at it. Now, I think it's overall like a good news, good news that Jalen didn't go to the locker room. I mean, he didn't need imaging, but sitting on the sideline, or not imaging that they could do there. He is getting imaging, Mike McDonald said after the game, but I was staring at that ice pack and just wondering, how costly is this? Because if you were to ask me my 10 most important Seahawks entering last night's game, I wouldn't have had, no disrespect to Jalen, I would not have had Jalen Sundell as one of them. And frankly, I wouldn't have guessed on August 1st that Jalen would win that job. But here we are, and I think stability has been important there. So I wanted to ask you about the potential impact of Jalen Sundell missing more time. Again, as of this morning, the Mike McDonald show, McDonald still didn't have an update.
Yeah, that's a big blow to that offensive line. I think Oluwatimi is capable, but when you have the cohesion that you have with that offensive line, you don't want to jack it up. When I saw him go down, I was extremely concerned, man. Because you kind of, and Big Ray will attest to this, when you play with the same guys on the offensive line, when you're double teaming, there's an unspoken language out there. You don't say anything, but you feel when the guy's releasing to the double team. Like there's a nod that happens when you're trying to make corrections during pass pro. So that's what concerns me the most, is that Sundell is like a second quarterback out there. He gets everyone on the same page. It could be a big blow to this offensive line, but I do feel like Oluwatimi is capable of playing some good football. Just hasn't gotten the snaps this year.
All right, what you got?
What caught mis ojos is I'm looking at the run game. 198 yards on the ground, should be over 200. You take away the 4 kneel downs that happened, 2 before the half and 2 at the end of the game, then they're around 4 yards or something like that. But I want to talk about the explosive plays. You still got a 30-yard run from Charbonnet. You got a 24-yard run from Ken Walker. And that run, an explosive run, makes him number 3 in the league once again when it comes to explosive runs. Like, he has it in him. And this run game is going to have to continue to get better. I love that Rashid Shaheed got 2 carries for 20 yards. I love Halani had 7 carries for 31. That's later on in the game, obviously, but had a 9-yard run for a touchdown. Look, stick with it. 46 tries you had at this thing. It's going to happen, but Charbonnet with 83 is encouraging.
What did you make of some people saying, hey, because your run game in the second half was a little stronger, maybe Oluwatimi helped it? Or did you think it was just you have such a significant lead in the first half that you're going to run?
The latter, Mike. That's what it is. I mean, Oluwatimi, I'm sure, did a good job watching film. He didn't stand out like a sore thumb or anything. But listen, you got 46 attempts, and most of those came in the second half. Eventually, the numbers are going to work out for you.
Now that we're 10 weeks into the season, 9 games into the season, have you settled more definitively on, I think this is your issue with the run game, or is it still there are myriad things at play?
There is some personnel issues when it comes to execution at times, and there is some decision-making when it comes to which lane to try to pursue when you're running the rock. Yesterday, K9's run, that big run that he had, it was a zone right. Everything was flowing to the right, and he put his foot in the ground and went vertical because there was a gap there. So the vision has to work out. Execution has to work out. It's never just one thing with that run game.
Okay, I have a light one that sounds simple, but I wanted to talk about leadership. What caught my eye? Because again, I'm not an analyst. I'm a host, and so a lot of what I watch is stuff that happens after plays, conversations that happen on the sideline, someone's reaction to a certain thing. That's kind of what I'm watching for, and so I wanted to include one of those. And it sounds very, very simple, but one of the first people to celebrate with someone who makes a big play on defense every single time? Leonard Williams. Yeah. I'm telling you, I cannot tell you how many times during the course of a game I have jotted down, Leo celebrating, Big Cat celebrating. Go look up Drake Thomas in his play. First person next to Drake Thomas is Big Cat. And I think that as much as this team is probably missing Julian Love, who is a huge leader, Leonard Williams has very quickly emerged into that role in a way that's really, really supportive of teammates. And I just think it's cool to see.
Now, that's love. You got to be happy for your guys out there. And that shows you are a secure and in-tune player. There are guys who are worried about their jobs when someone makes a play. They're not going to be celebrating as much. But Leo knows. He's the big dog. I was talking to NASA Chobe, our producer, the other day, and I was laughing. I go, man, no matter what Tyrese Knight does, Ernest Jones has that job.
That's another guy that's also going to go up and dap people up or be like, good job. Ernest Jones, Julian Love, Leonard Williams very clearly take their roles as leaders and veterans seriously.
Because they have job security like nobody else.
Exactly. But
so your approach is different. I would celebrate my teammates when they would score touchdowns and whatnot. In the back of my head, I go, man, that's one less rep for me, though. I'm happy that we're winning, having success, but I'm like,
Sure.
that's one less rep for me.
Sure.
Okay.
Whereas for someone like Leonard Williams, it's like, good job. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to know, like, we're doing this. Good job for you. Because you have to also be in that position to tell someone good job. Far be it from me to go up to Mike Salk and be like, hey, good job. Good job hosting today. No, you kind of have to be someone who's already like a very clearly established, like, yeah, that's Big Cat's role to tell the younger guy, like, hey, you're doing it.
Yep.
Okay, what's next?
Next up, Nehemiah Pritchard made one of the best plays I've seen in a long time when it comes to breaking up a pass in the end zone, falling down to the ground. And in slow motion, it all makes sense. But I remind people, I said already on the show, things happen so fast out there. I was talking to the post-game show team, and we're just, off air. And I said I couldn't imagine going out on the football field right now. I would feel like an 8th grader playing out there with NFL guys. It would be happening so fast. My body would not be able to react to what the heck is going on.
Oh, I would pay money.
That would be a sight to see. But so for him to have just the awareness and the ball skills to punch that thing out right at the last second, I think was amazing. It's one of the best pass breakups I've seen this year. So a guy who, again, is fighting to stay on this roster, who might not celebrate as much when another DB makes a play because he don't have that job security, goes out and makes a play himself. I think that was really important for Pritchard to have that moment.
I want to throw a listener question to you in terms of what caught their eye. Do you see ever hesitation from Charbonnet?
No.
Hitting certain goals or anything?
No. The tough man, it's I appreciate fans so much, but goodness gracious, man. Like they're taught to do certain things.
Okay.
They're taught to give the run a chance. If it is a trap, you're trapping the one tech, you have to follow the big boy.
Yeah.
You have to give that play a chance. If it's a zone right, it's designed to go to the right. You have to give the play design a chance, and then you do something. I be watching games with people sometimes like, he has to go to the left. There's a gap over there. I go, hear me out. You're seeing this from a point of view that he doesn't have. He is down on the field with these big human beings, and the play is to the right. His first steps have to be to the right. After that, then you start to improvise a bit. Everyone ain't Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders can do with that whatever the heck he wants to do because he's Barry Sanders. So, yes, there are times where they're looking for the cutback, but you must give the designed play a chance.
Oh, this listener's question is not counting as one of them. I thought it was a completely fair question to ask. But in general, one of my pet peeve things, and I hate it when people call players bums. I think it's incredibly disrespectful. But I also hate throw it.
Yes.
And I might think it sometimes. There are times when I go, oh my God, bro, you got to get rid of the ball. But it's more of like you're going to take a sack and it's going to be a loss as opposed to like, he's open. And it's like, is he? Also, he's open right here. Is he about to be open 1 foot away from that? Like, it's I don't know, man. I feel like a general rule of thumb is I don't pretend I know more about football than the people playing it.
Yeah, and there's human error everywhere too.
Yeah.
It's human error. This guy walking down the street, I saw him trip the other day. Human error. It's everywhere.
Was it Curtis?
It wasn't Curtis.
Okay.
It was some random dude.
I didn't trip when I tore my Achilles.
What'd you do?
It popped and I
my mistake.
kept it moving.
My mistake. You walked, and it happened. That's one of the craziest.
Me and Zay Jones.
That's one of the weirdest freak accidents. You and my sister, both of you, she broke her ankle doing the exact same kind of thing, which is like, it just kind of happened.
What's nuts though is that more and more you're seeing it in sports now with guys just moving along casually.
Literally
and then it
happened the other
goes.
day.
Drake Greenlaw, Zay Jones,
Yep.
Trent Thornton with the Mariners.
Yeah. It's
hard out here for an Achilles.
It sure is, especially if you have two
They'll
of them.
betray you.
It's something in what we're eating. It's in our food. That's what it is. It's the
Microplastics are making our Achilles
That's
weak.
what it is.
Anyways, I want to get back to my point about fans quickly, which is I think it's completely normal, and I do the same thing with certain teams. So I don't think it's
like throw it,
like where
stuff?
you just get passionate when you're in the moment about like a team or like what they're doing or not doing, and I completely understand. But I happen to also have a pet peeve of throw the ball that drives me crazy.
What are you doing?
And you're like, no one's open.
Yeah.
Throw it where? The broadcast doesn't even follow open receivers downfield. The broadcast camera stays on the ball. So it tracks a quarterback. What are you seeing that I'm not? Because we're both watching this broadcast
And
right
there's
now.
the thing too, like you guys realize when I watch film, I have the side view, end zone, and the other end zone view. I have to watch every angle to really understand one play. I'm essentially watching one play at least 3 times, but I'm watching more than 3 times because I'm rewinding. I'll watch a play maybe 20 times to make sure I figure out what's going on. So you diagnosing a play in 5 seconds is highly unlikely. I'm not saying you get it wrong all the time, but it's very unlikely.
Okay, next up, and shout out Kevin and Callie, who has the same one as me here. He said, how about a shout out for Reek Woolen?
Yeah.
Kevin, that was my next one here. Reek Woolen finished the day with 2 passes defensed. It felt like it could have been more than that. The Seahawks as a whole had 10 on the day, and that felt like it could have been more than that. Some really key pass breakups in this game.
Yeah, Reek looked good, man. There was a play on the sideline, had inside leverage. The receiver goes back outside, offhand, bats the ball down. Reek needed this.
Good day.
It's about the team too, but individually, you have to remind yourself who you are and how you got here and that you are capable of making plays. And I think that was huge for Pritchett. It was also huge for Reek Woolen. It was huge for Halani. It was huge for Peely. Whenever you have these guys who have been criticized or who are 2s and 3s making plays, it does something for their confidence, and that can go a very long way.
Yeah. I think, too, it's telling earlier when we did the plays of the game, we played a highlight from Boye Mafe. 2 names that were drawing interest and reportedly, at least in terms of Mafe, real offers for this team prior to the trade deadline. Both ended up staying with Seattle and both had big notable plays in this game. I'm glad Seattle didn't deal.
Me too. Yeah, I didn't think they were. But I'm sure they picked up the phone and listened to some offers.
Well, it's just kind of one of those things of you could have dealt from an area of strength to add to an area of weakness in theory. I like that your area of strength is still really strong and that you have a lot of depth on your defense. Not only because you need it right now. You've been able to do all of this while in each individual week missing a key starter, whether it's Julian Love, Ernest Jones, Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence missed a couple games. No matter who it is, you've been able to power through in large part because of your depth.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Keep on depthing.
Keep on depthing. I always say that. Did you have another one? Otherwise, I'm going to...
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, let's get to it.
Last one. 6 for 10. Second week in a row, you were around 60% when it comes to third downs. Before that, you went 2 weeks where you were 3 for 26. That is disgusting. Wow. At one point, these guys were 8th in the league when it came to third down conversions. Got pushed down all the way to 27th in the league when it came to third down conversions. So I'm happy that they got back on track, because if you want your offense to roll, and they still were rolling. That's the jacked up thing. It was almost confusing because it's like, all right, well, offense is still putting up points, but we're not great on third down. You could be that much better. So as it stands today, these guys, the Seattle Seahawks, are 16th now. All right, a couple weeks ago they were 27th, so they're back up to 16th when it comes to third down conversions. And then the last 2 weeks they've been at 42%. So good for them.
The 360. What does Ken Walker have to do to touch the ball inside the 20? 360. Just you wait, because coming your way in 30 minutes, we're debuting a new segment, and it deals with exactly that question. So hang tight. It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Huskies blew their shot at making the college football playoff with a loss to 2-6 Wisconsin on Saturday. What's the real headline?
What's Jedd Fisch more disappointed with? Not making the college football playoff or not getting interest for the Florida job?
Both.
I guess.
He's a competitor.
I think we know the answer.
He's a competitor. He wants to
I'm
win.
not expecting him to stay at Washington for long. Sorry to Jedd Fisch. It's not personal.
But what if UW continues to lose? Nobody's going to want him. He's got to win for people to want him.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think that he's probably deeply disappointed that a win and continuing to improve. And look, I will give him credit for recruiting. I will give him credit for doing a job that is incredibly difficult, facing a lot of pressure. And I will absolutely give him credit for helping this team to being ranked in the top 25, something they hadn't done since 2023. All of that's worth noting. I'm not taking away from it, nor do I think this loss does. But, like,
it does.
I wonder if part of it is a little bit of like a dang, I could have been building that resume.
Yeah, probably. But we had this conversation earlier. UW just got to come to terms with who they are.
Who are we, though?
2025.
Because I think that there are some haters.
You
some
are
haters
a
out here.
middle class program.
I'd say upper middle class.
That's fine too. Still in the middle.
We're shopping at Nordstrom.
At the Rack. Y'all
I
shopping
love
at
the Rack. I have love for
The
the
Rack
Rack,
is
but
cool.
we can definitely afford to go to Nordstrom. Please believe.
You can afford to go there, but
I'm not saying I'm buying
you've got-
designer. I'm saying that UW can afford to go to Nordstrom.
It's not. You can.
Nordstrom is not.
Oregon can afford, and they shop at Nordstrom.
Okay.
Just because you can afford it doesn't mean you should, though. You guys are like the ones that buy a
Well, how
$200.
expensive do we think Nordstrom is?
I've been there. I go to Rack all the time.
They have lifestyle brands.
You buy a blazer for like $200. You're like, yeah, I can afford it,
But
but
it's a staple
I gotta
piece.
change something else. I gotta take away something else from my budget.
I'm sorry. I don't see how Washington take out the. Okay, Oregon has a lot of money in NIL deals, second only to what? Ohio State. They might beat Ohio State. But in terms of like the status of what your school is, how is Washington in any way below Oregon? In any way below Oregon?
Oregon wins.
Okay, as a football program, I totally get it, but like Washington,
Everything
there's
Oregon
no
wins.
reason that
Oh my,
Washington
Stacy.
can't be a better program.
But
There's
they're
no
not
reason.
right now.
But then how do they get there?
Man, that's what I'm talking about right now.
Then how do they get there?
Recruit.
Okay, so UCLA could be
NIL.
trash and still a destination?
Yes.
Why? Because they're in LA?
Yes.
Okay, so then how does it, I'm just saying there are people out here acting like Washington is like some random like corner of the state, like, oh, it's just a good for you plucky underdog program. It's not.
If you weren't, you would be in the national talks every year.
Oh.
UW is not in national talks every year.
But I think that there's a gap between, there are 20 schools that are part of that conversation every year.
Yeah, and y'all act like you part of that group. That's the problem.
I don't think we do. I think
You're doing it right now.
I'm not doing it right now. You guys are just
A lot of
jealous.
Husky fans did.
You guys are just jealous as a Washington State alum and an Arizona alum that Matt and I, who are academically prowess,
Hey,
Geniuses.
I stay in my lane. I know who we are. I know who we are.
and I'm trying to say that, you know, our lane could be the fast lane, but you don't have enough people funneling money into it. And we can shop at Nordstrom, Matt. I'm going to go to the E-Bar. They have good Caesar salads at the restaurant there.
Oh, man. Joe and Bellevue, Oregon has won nothing. True. They've been in
Yeah.
the college football playoff
And-
every year it's existed.
Okay, and their colors are ugly, and they're doing that because they have Phil Knight money. What are you
Yeah.
contributing to
They got
academia,
money.
Oregon?
That's not their role in this situation, academia.
I know that it's not.
But
I'll tell
that's-
you that right
that's
now.
all y'all lean
Is
on
anyone in
now.
their libraries?
That's all y'all lean on. UW has the potential to be that.
That's what I'm saying,
But
and that's
they're
what
not-
frustrates
but they're
me.
not that.
But I'm not blind to that. Like, there are people who think that UW truly should be like Ohio State, and I'm like, please be so for real. Like,
Nah.
be honest with yourself. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
they can have like
Take a look in the reflection.
spurts of that.
Yeah, and
every 10 years they'll come around.
I think that we both see UW as the same thing. My argument is that I wish that UW put more pressure on itself to be that. I wish boosters gave more, and I
think
wish
they have
that.
the Stanford complex.
Yes,
Like Stanford's
that's what
like,
I'm saying.
whatever, if the team is good, they'll be good. Let's focus on
But
academics.
UW isn't academically Stanford, so like that's where I'm like, you need to stay in your lane of trying to have a blend of you can like yourself as an academic institution and still be aggressively pursuing good college football coaches.
Yeah.
I just
But-
think that UW could be better than what it is.
But here's the thing too, like you're not gonna get a guy who was a head coach or a caliber Ohio State head coach to come to UW.
Yeah.
You gotta find a guy who coached at Fresno State.
Someone said, Stacy, we are academically prowess. Wow. Okay, that's clearly making fun of Jimmy Lake.
Come on, get with it.
Someone said, Stacy proving UW graduates are repulsive. Why are you mad? I'm complaining about my own school. I'm complaining about
demanding
my
more.
own school.
She's demanding more.
Also, here's the thing. I don't need to wear UW gear every day to talk about my school because I actually went there.
Oh, your voice changed right there.
Well, because I'm just saying, people want to be like, you aren't even a fan. Okay, trust me. I got student loans. I went there. I got the degree. Let me talk about my school if I want to talk about my school. And then you can
know
be a
what?
fan if you want.
I
but
appreciate that because I'm not saying you don't, just because you didn't go to the school.
I don't
doesn't mean you can't be a fan, but a lot of the conversations I have are with people who didn't go to the school. So I appreciate you standing up for the purple and gold.
And people have different relationships with their school. I felt very overwhelmed by college when I went there. No one else in my family, including my extended family, has gone to college. We don't care. Like, I didn't watch college football growing up. It's just not a thing. So get over it. Not everyone has the same relationship. But right now, I think it's annoying and it's frustrating. And right now, I'm feeling defensive about my school.
Let me get back on the hate. Someone says, yo, Bob, no Natty in Oregon shaking my dang head. Y'all got a fake one, okay? Yours is fake.
It's not fake.
It is fake.
No, it's not. Half is more than none.
I'll say this about living off the glory of 1991. Pretty soon, the parents of the recruits of your football team aren't even going to resonate with that. I'm 34. I was born in 1991. It would not be weird for me to have a kid entering like high school in terms of like ages, okay? Like, 1991's not going to resonate with a kid that's in high school, nor with the parents of those kids.
Why are people for real getting mad saying that I'm being disgusting? Isn't this...
It's sports hate. It's supposed to be that way.
You're playing into the UW graduate.
But it's also a little bit real. Like, that's why the stereotype exists.
Hey.
Can we...
Hey. You just gotta take it the same way I take. Oh, bum, barely got into WSU, huh? Couldn't go anywhere else. It's part of it. It's part of the conversation.
Someone is not remembering academically prowess.
Our battles are really the schools that we go against are way more have academic prowess, like the University of Washington, Notre Dame, Stanford, USC. We go with a lot of battles, toe to toe, all the way to the end with those schools, and so I think that's made up a lot and pumped up in your world. In our world, we battle more academically prowess teams.
So that's where it's from. Trust me.
Oh, man. Good times.
Well, I don't have time for another headline. I was ranting about UW. I love Nordstrom Rack. Shout out to Nordstrom Rack.
Let's get a deal going.
Nothing but love for Nordstrom Rack. Taking a look around the NFL next.
The Mike McDonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
That's got to feel pretty good when it's going that way, no?
I mean, yeah, it's great, but, you know, you start thinking like you're sweet, and you know, you start feeling good about yourself, like you're going to give up leads.
So good. It is good.
That's the way it is.
I understand. And you're a coach, and you got to think that way.
Do you want me to just celebrate on the sideline in the second quarter?
That's what I want.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
When I was playing ball, November was always such a pivotal time because that's when you truly see whether your team is a contender or a pretender. Many teams enter the month with a chance to win a championship, and what they do these 4 weeks can make all the difference. Michael Bump is here, and even though my playing days are over, November can still mean big wins at Silver Reef Casino Hotel. All you have to do is claim your free entry at any promo kiosk. Every Saturday in November at Silver Reef, 2 winners are drawn every hour starting at 6 p.m. to score huge prizes. Someone's going to win a Hawaiian vacation, an awesome outdoor grill, or $10,000 cash. So here's what you have to do this weekend. Book your stay at Silver Reef Casino Hotel, watch college football games on Saturday, and stick around to see if you walk away with a big-time prize or cash money. Entry is free. More information at silverreefcasino.com/promotions. Book your stay at Silver Reef Casino Hotel, drive up I-5, exit 260.
Sounds like your sleigh's about to get prepped for the season. And at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we don't just change your oil. We also check your tire pressure, battery, wipers, and lights. All in about 15 minutes. Just stop in at one of our 2,000 locations, stay cozy in your car, and let our trained pros handle the rest. Oop, sounds like your sleigh's ready to roll. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Oil changes in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Ryan Rowland-Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at nbahealthtrust.com. MBAHealthTrust.com. That's MBAHealthTrust.com.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with 0 investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit SUPlinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Sad news in the NFL Sunday as former Commissioner Paul Tagliabue passed away at 85 years old. He served as commissioner from 89 to 2006. Oversaw landmark NFL moments like the introduction of free agency, as well as for expansion franchises, and helped keep the Saints in New Orleans following Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, the NFL is king in this country, man, and he played a big part of that. I know people don't necessarily like commissioner of leagues. They see him as like evil and stuff at times, right? But they do have a hard job, and he was one of the catalysts, man, to help keeping this thing rising in this country. So big ups to the man Paul, man, and his family.
Significant news out of Cincinnati today. This one developing over the course of the day. Joe Burrow, who's been out with turf toe, will return to practice this week, opening up a 21-day window to return from IR. He told Fox Sports' Jake Laser that he's aiming for a return on Thanksgiving night against the Ravens. The Ravens, by the way, very much back into the swing of things with Lamar Jackson back.
Yeah, turf toe is difficult, man. I had turf toe before, tried to play through it, had to sit down for a while. I don't know what this does for the Bengals, though. Yes, it's nice to have your guy coming back. You're 3-6. I guess you're not completely out the division. You got Pittsburgh at 5-4. Baltimore at 4-5, but your defense is still not very good. But it's always nice to have your quarterback back, and maybe the offense can do a bit more to kind of cover up some of the defensive deficiencies.
Yeah, I think the battle for some of those final wild card spots in the AFC are going to be interesting. In my mind, the Bengals already completely out of it, but you had the Texans, Davis Mills and the Texans, climb back into a game against the Jags and upset them to kind of keep their hopes alive. I feel like the fight for that final spot will come down to the wire.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. Teams getting healthy, teams are getting injured. We're in the middle of an NFL season.
Rams head coach Sean McVay spoke post-game about the significance of LA's blowout win over the 49ers.
This is a great football team, and obviously there's a lot of history. It's always pretty cool to peek up there and see, John McVay's name in the corner, and always think about him and what he meant to me. And I wouldn't be in the position if it wasn't for him. But I have a lot of respect for this organization. No Kyle and this, this team and these coaches, they're excellent. So to be able to come in here and get a win, it's always difficult. It's always challenging, and we're very pleased with the way that our team came out ready to go today.
As they should be. Rams with what would have been one of the more dominant wins of the day, were it not for the Seahawks over the Cardinals.
Yeah, the scores were very similar, and this was almost like it felt like a semifinal game for both teams. It's like, all right, we're in the semis. This isn't a championship, but it feels like a championship bout. It's all set up beautifully, man. And big ups to Mac Jones over there, too. He had himself a good game for the 49ers. He's done a great job filling in for Brock Purdy. But Matthew Stafford is putting together a heck of a season with 25 touchdowns, less than 5 interceptions. It's going to be a tough one. Both teams are scoring a lot of points. The Rams averaging 27, the Hawks just over 30. Which defense is going to show up? Which run game is going to show up?
I think that's what makes it so interesting. I'm glad that you mentioned those stats. Is these are two teams that do not have complementary strengths and weaknesses, but two teams that are pretty identical in their strengths and weaknesses. With Seattle having an edge on defense, and then LA arguably, certainly for people outside of Seattle, I think a lot of Seahawks fans wouldn't feel this way, but arguably having an advantage. And quarterback right now with Matthew Stafford leading the league in passing touchdowns while also throwing just 3 interceptions. By the way, I wrote this down yesterday and I lost it. I think he has 3 consecutive games of 4 touchdowns with no interceptions.
Yep.
Is that what it is? It's absolutely unreal.
Yes,
so he has
one game with 5.
Yeah, his last 20 touchdowns have been thrown with no interceptions.
Hasn't thrown interceptions since September 21st against the Eagles, a game which they lost. He's got 3 touchdowns, 1, 5, 4, 4. He has 1 game since then when he threw that interception with less than 3 touchdowns.
So, okay, fine. Give the Rams the edge, I guess, at quarterback. But even then, both teams' passing game is the highlight of their offense. Both teams' passing games are super electric. They get downfield, really explosive. Both quarterbacks are top 5 in yards per pass attempt, yards per completion. They're so similar. They're mirror images of each other as a squad.
Yeah, it's weird. Offenses are about the same.
Same weaknesses offensively, same question marks across the board.
It's gonna be a battle.
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Let's go to the 49ers. 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan talked about his team's effort in their loss to LA.
I just told them, guys, it wasn't good enough. As bad as it was at times, I still believe if we convert that 4th and 1 in the first half and we don't turn it over on the other drive, it's a 2-score game, and I believe we're right in that. I believe it could have came down the end if we played a little bit better on offense in the first half. Obviously, we got to get a D. D's got to get a stop there in the second half, but I still think we could have made that a game. I believe I told them I believe that we can find a way to win any game that we're in. But if we hurt ourselves like that, 7 penalties to 0, not getting off on 3rd down. I think they were 5 of 5 in the red zone. And then the offense having 2 turnovers and they're having 0. You make that pretty tough on yourself.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
No, he's not. There's always moments where you feel the momentum shift. And you're right. You have to stay within striking distance with a team like the Rams. If you get too far away from them, that defense is good enough to where they're going to make it difficult on you. So, yeah, I think Shanahan got it right. He pinpointed that moment. Like, if we could have stayed in the fight in this moment here, things could have been different.
Willem in Maple Valley saying Matthew Stafford is leading the league in touchdowns because he hasn't seen a defense like the Seahawks yet, and that's precisely what they're talking about on Rams radio right now. I know it was very early in the season, and I can't believe I'm saying this in defense of the Rams, they did face the Texans.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
They did not put up as many points against the Texans, but I think you'll have to double-check the box scores. I want to say that Matthew Stafford threw for more yards. than
Yeah.
Darnold did against Houston.
Yeah, and only put up 17 against a Ravens defense that wasn't that great. Sam Darnold 1 touchdown. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, this is probably going to be the best defense they've seen, but
Yeah.
at the beginning of the year, the Texans were playing some really good football.
Someone else texting in saying the league should flex the Hawks-Rams game to Sunday night. I would love for that to happen, but I don't think they're going to do that. They have Eagles hosting the Lions on Sunday night, and that's also a blockbuster game for them. So
Someone says media in love with Stafford. Watch this man play. It's just respect.
he's just, yeah.
He's a good football player.
Yeah, I don't think it's God, I'm trying to think of someone whose praise outpaces what they do. Maybe a Trevor Lawrence, but he doesn't get a lot of praise. It's not like he's the center of attention. Matthew Stafford is just very good at football. Sam Darnold's been exceptional for Seattle this year, too. These are 2 very good teams. Arguably the 2 best teams in the NFC. I say arguably because people can make cases for the Lions and the Packers and the Eagles still, easy ones, but they're both great. Matthew Stafford, I'd say, has an edge right now, but the Seahawks defense has an edge over LA, I think.
Agree.
All right. Speaking of quarterbacks in the NFC, the Bears escaped Sunday with another tight victory to move to 6-3. Caleb Williams spoke on their penchant for dramatic wins.
I've said it a couple times now that it does build confidence that we can. It doesn't matter how the depth we're at. It doesn't matter how much we're up. It doesn't matter what and throughout the game that we can come through team, and that's what we did today. But we would like to start figuring out as a team, putting up points, stopping them, putting up points, stopping them, putting up points, stopping them, and getting to the point where we're just kind of marching down the field. Defense is stopping them. We're putting up a lot of points and winning these games a little bit earlier than we are these past couple games.
What do you make of the Bears this year? 6-3, solid record.
They're my sneaky link.
Sneaky link.
They're my sneaky link.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been interested because obviously Ben Johnson going over there trying to see the development of that young quarterback in Caleb. Physically, he's one of the most talented quarterbacks in football. I mean, he has some Mahomes type abilities to him when it comes to the arm slot and throwing the football. It was more about him being comfortable under center. Look, they've won games that they could win. When it comes to the big boys, they haven't won those games. Lost to Minnesota, lost to Detroit, lost to Baltimore, but they're beating up on everybody else.
Yeah.
So good for them. I see at least 3 or 4 more wins in them.
After the Bears win, Rome Odunze was asked about his increase in targets, this following his dad complaining on social media last week.
Remember on the first play of the game.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
It's a solid joke.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to be totally honest.
I like
Great
that.
joke. All right, let's get to one more here, sticking with the NFC. The Lions scored 44 points on Sunday against the Commanders with Dan Campbell calling offensive plays. So why did he make the switch this week?
It was just, let's try something a little different, right? And look, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to do it. Now, that being said, this is a collaborative effort now. I mean, I was taking input from John Morton that whole time and the other coaches. So, hey, man, what do you think here? 3rd down. All right, we get into this. 3rd and 7 plus, blah, 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 blah. All right, where are we at? Give me the. So this is, man, this is all encompassing. Man, we all work together. Coaches did a hell of a job. But I just wanted to change it up a little bit. Let's just see if maybe a different play caller can maybe get us a little rhythm. That's all. And it honestly is nothing more than that. I know you're probably going to want to ask questions about, well, what about this, or I heard this. It's not that. This was a change. We made a change. It was good for today.
I love Dan Campbell. It worked.
Yeah, and he's right. He's not doing it all by himself. But clearly there was something going on with the process of calling plays that he didn't necessarily agree with. Doesn't mean that the play caller was bad. He just wasn't really handling it the way that he wanted to. So yes, it's always, and Dan is the type that I feel like will take suggestions and use them.
Coming up at 1, what did we learn about the Seahawks on Sunday? It's going to be a caller segment, so get ready to call in. That number is going to be 866-979-3776, and this is open for interpretation. What did we learn about the Seahawks? Before we get to that, debuting something new, Curtis's Conspiracy Corner. That's next.
Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Another dominant performance. Winners of 4 in a row.
The rest of the league is taking notice of these Seahawks.
Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson Smith and Jigba.
What we're building here, we all feel like we have something special.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
That's a testament to the detail that we put into our work.
Seattle Sports.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro loyalty for details. Subject to change.
We are well into the rainy season, Seattle, but it's not too late to get your roof replaced. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project this winter. Our certified technicians build a custom plan for your home, ensuring a worry-free installation even in the winter months. Replace your roof now while material prices are low and lead times are short. Stop wasting your time on costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III! Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you Guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Curtis is a big fan of conspiracy theories. Now, I would say both Curtis and I, but when I was really thinking about it, most of the conspiracy theories I hear about, if not all of them, come from Curtis Rogers, who tells me about them. So we thought we'd introduce something. It's Curtis's Conspiracy Corner. Curtis, what's going on this week?
And with all conspiracies, it's happening right in front of our eyes, sheeple. Wake up. It's right in front of you. We all see it.
Okay, well, what's happening?
So I'm watching the Seahawks game yesterday, and in goal line situations, the ball's always going to Zach Charbonnet. Okay.
Sure.
That's understandable.
Okay.
He's a power back. That's just kind of his operating system. But yesterday, there was a touchdown run given to not Ken Walker, not Zach Charbonnet, but one George Holani.
He's got room. He breaks a tackle, and he dives in. Touchdown, Seahawks. And it's not Charbonnet. It's Holani. George Holani is in the backfield, 36. And he gets his opportunity. He makes a man miss near the line of scrimmage. And then he busts it into the end zone for 6 from 9 yards out. And that makes it 20-0 Seahawks.
And congrats to George Holani. That's his second touchdown of the year.
Cool,
He
very cool.
had one on the special teams play against Pittsburgh in week 2. Congrats to him. Now, let me take a page out of my guy Brian Windhorst's book.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that? Why? Need I remind you that Ken Walker is a class of 2022 draft pick, upcoming free agent, has not received a contract extension, has put together a nice bounce back year in terms of total yardage.
That's right.
I believe he's already surpassed he's getting close to surpassing his yardage total from last year. Second highest yards per carry average of his entire career this season. Having a good 2025 year, and it's good to see that, especially after a couple of tough seasons for him. But let's say some of those touchdowns from Zach Charbonnet go to Ken Walker. That touchdown yesterday from George Holani goes to Ken Walker. All of a sudden now, you're looking at a season where instead of 3 rushing touchdowns that Ken Walker has, maybe he has 6, maybe he has 7, maybe he has 8, what have you. All of a sudden now, that price tag in free agency goes up.
Curtis.
Am I saying there's some hijinks at stake here with why Ken Walker has not been getting goal line carries?
Now, Curtis.
I think, this is my conspiracy, the Seahawks are handing the ball off to Zach Charbonnet at the goal line because he's under contract for next year, and Ken Walker's price tag won't be so high that they can re-sign him at a much more valuable contract to themselves.
Listen.
That's my conspiracy.
Bump. Curtis is cooking.
Yeah,
That's a conspiracy.
Here's some numbers for you.
He's trying to close our eyes to this one.
Actually, this is going to support what he's saying.
Oh, no.
Bub loves a good conspiracy,
Bub
too.
He's fighting it right now. He loves a conspiracy.
Okay, let's talk red zone rushing.
Let's.
Okay. Zach Charbonnet, 24 attempts. Ken Walker, 23 attempts. 43% to 41. Inside the 10, now we start to see what Curtis is talking about. Zach Charbonnet, 15 attempts. Ken Walker, 8 attempts.
Well,
53% to 28. Inside the
Less
5.
than 50. Oh.
Inside the 5. Zach Charbonnet, 9 attempts. Ken Walker, 5 attempts.
Wow.
56 to 31. Last game, they were 2-2. It was even last game, though. Zach Charbonnet had 2 attempts.
yeah, because they wanted to throw us off their scent.
Yeah.
Ken Walker had 2 attempts. George
like,
Alani had 1. Though
They knew
I
what
do
Curtis was
love,
figuring out. Curtis was in the
I do
kitchen.
love a conspiracy theory. I love it. I don't think Mike McDonald operates like that.
Now, Moses and Walla Walla, notorious for leading people to something, said, sounds like Curtis is on to something.
I think, and Mike McDonald said after the game that he rewards people that work hard during the week. Was he talking about K9, Charbonnet, Halani? I think the focus was Halani with that answer, but it could mean something else. I don't know. The football purist in me cannot allow to be convinced that this is what's happening. Though it would be a great move. I'm picking up what Curtis is putting down. But football culture, I don't think it works that way. I hope that ain't it.
The 520 in
It's
Arizona
Tucson address, yeah.
says,
Fair
that's
down.
interesting. I love you.
Well, and how about this
That's
cut
interesting.
from Clay Kubiak a month ago when they were talking about doing a 50-50 split between Walker and Charbonnet? Said, hey, don't forget about George.
Yeah, he's certainly earns more. That's something that we want to keep getting him more opportunities. He's doing a heck of a job, but I don't want to discount Zach and don't want to discount George. Those are really good backs, and it's going to take all 3 of them this season, and they just got to be ready when the number's called.
Earns more. Sounds like you want him to earn less. Now, here's the thing. Curtis, you've actually made a wonderful argument for the introductory Curtis's Conspiracy Corner. This is really, really solid. I think 2 things that I'm just going to pose right here. One is this team wants to win at any cost. And if Ken Walker was getting it done for sure, there's no way. Think of some of these closer contests or where they badly needed a score, they're in the red zone. There's no way if they think Ken Walker's getting it done, they're not giving it to him. 2, bumps numbers were interesting earlier. I know when we get inside the 5, it starts to get a little lopsided, but they've otherwise gotten, on paper, without looking at the film, somewhat equal chances here. But all of this being said, I love that this is the first Conspiracy Corner because I'm seeing so many people on Twitter start to joke about it. There's someone posting screenshots of Ken Walker looking at whoever gets the touchdown. It's so funny. I laugh every time I see it. And I don't think that Seahawks are keeping him from getting money, but what is going on with Ken Walker not getting these touchdowns? I still don't have an answer to this question.
I don't know either. Is it personal? Is it something he's doing throughout the week? I don't know. And it's his running style, too. I think that Charbonnet is just more of a downhill runner than Ken Walker is. I think Ken Walker gets his power after like 5 yards. Charbonnet is going right now. He can lower those pads. He's old school runner.
I hope the next Curtis Conspiracy Corner, instead of a standalone segment, interrupts us in the middle of a conversation and we just hear the X-Files thing and Curtis goes, now let me introduce and it's just whenever Curtis has a conspiracy theory, it just breaks up the middle of a conversation. All right, taking your calls. What did we learn about the Seahawks Sunday? 866-979-3776. That's next.
The Mike McDonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
That's got to feel pretty good when it's going that way, no?
I mean, yeah, it's great, but, you start thinking like you're sweet and you start feeling good about yourself, like you're going to give up leads.
So good. It is good.
That's the way it is.
I understand. And you're a coach and you got to think that way.
Do you want me to just celebrate on the sideline in the second quarter?
That's what I want.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison. And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing it in the car during the holidays.
I do love that. We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Everyone from 1 to 116 would love Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing it in the car during the holidays.
I do love that.
We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Everyone from 1 to 116 would love Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Packers host the Eagles tonight for Monday Night Football. Green Bay, a 2.5-point favorite. They're looking for revenge against a Philly team that beat them twice last season. Kickoff at 5:15. The 2025 MLB Awards will be announced this Thursday. Cal Raleigh, one of 3 finalists for AL MVP. And this morning, ESPN's Bradford Doolittle said that Cal would be his pick. Big news in Cincy, where quarterback Joe Burrow's returned to practice in a limited fashion. He's been out since week 2.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. What have we learned about the Seahawks? This is a question with a lot of possible answers. I think most of them really positive. I'd be surprised if anyone has a negative thing, but I like that there are a lot of possible answers here. So call now with yours. 866-979-3776. Call now. What have we learned about the Seahawks? Let's start with Nelson calling from Kent. Nelson, what have we learned about the Seahawks?
Bump, Stace. I don't think I've called about this season yet.
Well, no, that's because you were sad that Geno was gone.
I was, and I'm just going to be openly honest, and just lay some, feelings out. It took me a while to get into this year just because I didn't agree with all the moves.
Yeah.
And then I still have, random fans bringing up old tweets and being like, blah, 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 blah. So it's just kind of hard to get into that kind of negativity from fans who take enjoyment out of all of this. But Sam has played really well. The defense looks awesome, looks better than I would have thought. When I look at the NFC as a whole, I'm reminded of the American League this last year in baseball. There's some really good teams, but are the Lions, the Rams, the Seahawks, can they beat the Ravens when they're fully healthy, the Chiefs? The Seahawks' best win is the Steelers, which I'm not taking anything away.
Nelson, you were just complaining about negativity.
I'm not. No, it's not. The Seahawks are very good. I think they can get to the Super Bowl because the NFC doesn't seem to have that. And I don't know that there is that elite team this year, just in total in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited about this year. I think we can get to the Super Bowl. Kubiak looks to be doing wonders with this team. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I know people are worried about the run game, but it's a throwing league. I like to see us throwing the ball more.
Nelson,
I love it.
A quick question before we let you go. One thing that I've learned this year is, and I will openly admit this, Sam Darnold's so much better than I thought he was. Is that something you've learned?
Yes, he's better than I thought he was. Again, I know people can call me a hater or whatever. I'm still not sure how good he is. The two teams that have been a real test in the Bucs and the Niners, and I understand he was great in the Bucs game. That was all in the defense. We still lost those games. The Steelers is our best win, and they were putrid last night. That is not a good football team. So this Rams game is going to tell us a lot. And I fully expect Sam to play well. He's been really, really, really dang good. He's probably top 5 in MVP, as he should be. And so, I still think Geno would be good with this team. Would he be as good as Sam? I don't know. Probably not. And Geno ended up misplaying his hand. The one good thing with Sam is you got a guy who's 27 years old. So it looks like you have your quarterback for the next 5, 6, 7 years as long as he continues to play well.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Good on you, Nelson. Thanks for calling. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. 866-979-3776. What have we learned about the Seahawks? Bump, what have you learned about the Seahawks?
I learned that everyone is so coached up, right? You got guys coming in making plays. Ty Okada's making plays. Drake Thomas. Knight comes in, makes 2 great plays. These coaches have done a heck of a job getting these guys prepared. And from when Mike McDonald talks about the 70-man roster, I believe him, and he truly believes that everyone's being coached up, not just the starters. So I think this coaching staff has done a great job implementing their system and getting everyone to buy into it and understand exactly where they fit.
866-979-3776. Call now. What have we learned about the Seahawks? I told Nelson that I had learned that Sam Darnold is so much better than I thought. I thought Sam Darnold had arm talent, but I thought that Geno was the proven commodity, and I worried that Sam Darnold would not be as good behind this offensive line. That's what I worried about. And it's not that Minnesota had a great offensive line, but it was a little bit better, and he had great weapons. And I thought, God, I love JSN, but what's JSN going to look like if you don't get other pieces? Is just adding Cooper Kupp enough? Like, these were all questions that a lot of people had. Not everyone. Many of you were right about a lot of things. But I had fears, some worries. Even after week 1, I was like, oh, God, like, is JSN going to have to be the entirety of the offense?
Right.
And it turns out that him continuing to carry a 38% target share still works just fine because he's so incredible. Maybe what I learned, and I don't think I'm a hater, but maybe what I learned is, like, not to doubt some of the Seahawks moves sometimes. I mean, John Schneider has knocked it out of the park with his quarterback decisions.
Yeah. I think this whole, 8 weeks we're in, 10 weeks, has just taught
We're
people.
going into week 11.
Going into week 11 has taught people to kind of buy into the process that's happening over here. You know, if they continue to hit the way they've been hitting with personnel and continue to develop, this can hopefully be a thing that is relevant for years to come, not just one special season or one special half season. You're in the middle of a story that's being developed, and there's potential here for the Hawks to be a contender for the next few years.
All right, let's go to our next caller here, Andrew. Andrew, what have we learned about the Seahawks?
Oh, man, they are complete. First of all, love your show. Thank you guys for putting me on here. They're complete. Brock and Fogg were saying earlier today how there's 15 different players in defense that have contributed at least half a sack. That's pretty impressive. And then, take that with like Kubiak, sort of unlocking JSN, figuring out what he has with some of these tight ends and whatnot. It's awesome to watch. It's fun. And, I mean, they can only grow from it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Mack is just so dang smart. It's incredible. The guy's always thinking. It's like, it's just fun to watch. I mean, it's a blast. I love it.
Agree with you, Andrew. Thanks for the call. Andrew saying they're complete is basically what we learned. Obviously, we're also learning that Mike McDonald is super brilliant, and we might have been told that when he first came here, but I agree with Andrew. It's becoming obvious the more you talk to other people. I want to go to Andrew's point about being complete. The Seahawks rank offensively 3 in points per game, defensively 5. Anyone want to guess the last time they ranked top 5 in both offense and defense?
I'm just going to say 2013, 2014.
No, actually, since then. Curtis, you want to guess the last time the Seahawks ranked top 5 offense and defense?
Is it 2020?
It is 2015. 2015, the last time they ranked top 5. They were 4th in points per game. They were 4th in yards per game, and they were still 1st in points per game. That was the last time defensively that they were 1st in limiting points per game. So
you're saying that there's something special could be happening.
What I'm saying is something special could be happening. And to Andrew's point, that we know by virtue of the numbers that this is a very complete team and more complete than they've been since 2015, which was how many years ago, Matt?
Some number of years ago.
You got
10.
it, buddy. What did we learn about the Seahawks? 866-979-3776. Yeah, I'll add on.
We got some good texts about what they've learned.
Oh, what are they saying?
One says, DJ in Long Beach, we learned that the team continues to grow into McDonald's and Kubiak's system. The system is proving itself out to be solid. Players are starting to shine and show their talent because the coaching is putting them in position to succeed. Because of this, the team is tight. They believe in it. Hawks are only going to get better each week.
Oh, my God. Tall Tom says, we're learning Michael Dixon is making a sweet hourly salary this year.
That dude didn't work last week.
Oh,
He didn't work
funny,
on Sunday.
Tom. Yeah, I want to go back to that point you read about continuing to grow into McDonald and Kubiak's system. How much was that bolstered by moving on from Gino and DK and Tyler? Guys that, like, a lot of people have a lot of love for those guys. They weren't, like, locker room cancers or anything like that. But is there anything, Bump, you think, to the idea that a new head coach came in and maybe there was a little more power in having his guys the second year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think that you want your team, to take on your identity. And it's just like when he came in at VMAC and took some pictures down, and people are like, oh, my God, what are you doing? You're taking pictures down. No, he just moved them upstairs.
Oh, my God, I forgot that was a thing.
He just moved them upstairs. You know, like he wants this building to represent him, his philosophy, and this team. And now if you walk down that same hall, there's pictures of every win that's happened within the organization. Like it's a little remodeling going on, a little, some decoration going on. Same thing has to happen with this team. It's a new defense.
Yeah.
The personnel that was here prior to him being here probably didn't fit the way he wants to this team to play defense. And offensively, the same thing. You got to get the right type of people in there. So this is what happens when coaches come in. Like, why get a new coach in this running back with the exact same team, the exact same building?
Yeah.
You got to switch things up.
Okay, on a related note, what about learning that there's more than one way to win? I think one of the fatal flaws of this team was trying to rebuild what they did in 2013 over and over and over again with pieces that just weren't going to work.
Yeah.
And this version of the Seahawks, I don't think aimed to rebuild exactly what 2013 was. I think they were just looking at football fundamentals. Let's be solid in the trenches. Let's make sure we're able to run the ball. But it wasn't like, okay, now we've got to find a great secondary. Check. I mean, it's just trying to build sound football teams.
Eastern Washington has on their shirts EKG, this Eastern kind of guy. That's essentially what he's getting. He's getting a McDonald kind of guy, a new Seahawks kind of guys in there, personality-wise, attributes. Yeah, this is you're supposed to come in and make it yours. You don't come in and say, all right, I'm just going to do what the last guy did and have the same type of philosophy.
You know what else EKG stands for?
What?
Electrocardiogram.
Yeah. Have you ever taken one of those?
No.
You should.
What?
It's a test where you get hooked up to this system.
Yeah.
And it just reads the health of like your heart and all that good
I
stuff.
thought it was for like if you're having a heart attack.
What
are the ones where they have the paddles and they go clear?
That's a defibrillator.
Yeah,
Thank you.
AEDs too.
Okay. Have you ever had one of those?
No, thank God.
Just making sure. Can I put Jason through? Is that okay too early? Okay, well, wait a second. 866-979-3776. What did we learn about the Seahawks? What have we learned? I was going to isolate it to just Sunday, but sometimes I think the really fun lessons are like learned throughout the course of a season. What we learned about the Seahawks. Oh, hey, 253. I've learned you can win games in the first quarter. Listen, they have won these games in the first half.
Definitely have.
28-0 leads in the first half in consecutive weeks.
Come out hot. Makes the game easier. Just do that every week.
I will forever applaud Pete Carroll. Part of the can you win a game in the first, second, third, fourth, whatever, is about always staying competitive, always staying in it, always believing you can win. I like that it was eventually rebranded to you're never out of it for a team that was like very much out of it sometimes. Yeah, the idea of building on those leads and being done. I'm reminded that like close wins are fun in theory, but watching a dominant team is really fun.
Yeah, yesterday I appreciated the lopsided win, but the analyst in me was like, man, I wish it was a game just for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Just so I could break it down a bit more.
It's a Reaction Monday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, why is play action so effective for the Seahawks even though their run game isn't explosive?
Because you got some good actors on this team, and that's what the play action is. You set the scene by running the football, showing you're committed to it week in and week out. You set the scene, but then the scene comes to life when you have good performances by actors, right? You watch all this reality TV show. They be acting on there too.
First of all, it's real.
It's so real.
That's why it's called reality TV. It's
so real. It used to be real back.
You guys hate on my
back
shows.
in the
Even
real
listeners
world.
start hating on my shows.
The real world was real.
I'm in a room full of 200 brothers that are just constantly making fun of my shows. That's how it feels.
We just highlight them. Anyway.
Matt looked very confused. You know, like an older brother or a younger brother in
I
your
do
case.
hate on your shows. You're right about that.
They're good shows that you guys don't have.
Atrocious.
You don't have good opinions about TV, but okay. Sorry, Bump.
They're actors. When I say acted, I mean the offensive line is really showing run. They're down blocking. They're stepping to the right or the left, depending on where the play action is going. Your tight ends are motioning and taking care of the end of the line of scrimmage as if they would do it in a run game. Your running backs are faking the handoff. And you combine that with setting the scene, like running the ball 40-something times this week. It's going to be set up for next week. And receivers are doing a good job with selling the block for just enough, then releasing it. They're just good actors, man. You want to sell a play action, you got to make everyone believe. You combine that with the rush attempts and the acting, play action is looking good.
You aren't even giving Real Housewives a chance.
It's not real. I think,
good.
listen, I think that some of the drama that they have is real, but
it's good TV.
They're adding on to it, you know?
You guys don't think you'll like it.
At some point, they say cut during reality TV show. All right, guys, we're done here.
Second down. Why do you think JSN has officially reached superstar status?
So the first time around, I threw this out there. People were like, Bump, that was helmet to helmet. That was grazed helmet to grazed helmet. They barely touched each other. But JSN has reached superstar status because of the call he got, that unnecessary roughness call. It was so soft. It was soft. Buda Baker hits him in the chest with his shoulder. Every tackle, most tackle, there's going to be some helmet-to-helmet type of contact. It's impossible to eliminate the head out of the game. But that call right there, I said it before, if that was me in that situation, the ref would have said, get up. You ain't no superstar. You're not getting this call. Get up.
I wish he would have said exactly that to you.
With JSN, they're like, whoa. Don't be hitting the best receiver in the game
Put
like
the
that.
weapons away.
What are you doing, Buddha? We understand that you're an all-pro type of dude, but don't you dare hit a defenseless receiver like that. Yeah, man, it wasn't targeting.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary roughness, man. So big ups, JSN. Get your calls, man, because we're going to need some of them.
God, that would have been an amazing Key and Peele sketch. Did they ever do that? Like, think of how funny that sketch would have been with, like, quarterbacks or receivers. It's like, he's just a baby. Are you insane?
Or just the third stringer coming in, the ref just looks at him. Get up.
Yeah.
Get up.
Kicks him. Third down.
And he's unconscious. He just kicks him. Get up.
What two plays showed you that Sam Darnold is in complete control?
The first play is the big play to Cooper Kupp. If you guys remember, it was like 60-plus yards. Cooper Kupp butt naked, making a sandwich on the field. Sam Darnold finds it, but he does this because he climbs up in the pocket, and instead of running, it's third down. He could have ran and gotten the first down. He goes lateral and tosses it to Cooper Kupp. I'm like, man, my guy's in control. He knows where the line of scrimmage is. He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. The other one was it was the first drive, and pre-snap, he's going to run a slant to the left side. Jason's running the slant. And pre-snap, he's looking at the defense, and he keeps flashing his eyes to the right. Like, he flashes, he goes middle. He flashes, and he's getting him to bite. The middle linebacker points to his left. Sam Darnold's right, and was like, hey, this way. And he slides over that way. Ball is snapped. He goes back to the other side. He's like, you dummies. You dummies, you're going to follow my eyes. I'm going to take you there. Lots of quarterbacks do it, right? He's not the only quarterback in the league that does that, but just the composure. He knew where he wanted to go. He diagnosed the defense. I know what they're in. Looks like man. I'm going to move him. I'm going to the best receiver in the game. So, yeah, man, it was good. Someone says, Buddha, 1,000% target him, Bump. Sorry, you are wrong. The hit was nothing, but he tried to hit his head. No, he didn't. I promise you, Buddha did not try to hit his head, and he grazed his head. His shoulder was in his chest. Football.
On the flip side, 509, look at it this way. I've been laughing to myself, thinking of this as a Key and Peele sketch for 5 minutes. Like, at one point,
might be onto something.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, as part of the sketch, they have like a player hit like a star receiver, and it keeps getting more and more dramatic, and pretty soon it's like cop cars and SWAT vehicles get onto the field.
Hey, did you see
what?
Hey, what's that running back's name from Carolina? Curtis?
Rico Dowdell?
You see last week he got a penalty for doing 2 pumps? I thought you were allowed 2.
He said there was a real quote from Rico Dowdell saying, now, we have looked into this in meeting rooms and spent time researching this. I'm pretty sure you're allowed 2 pumps.
You're allowed 2. So then this week, he acted like he was going to do it and just stood there.
Which is amazing.
He didn't do it. I'm like, well done.
Did you also see that, who was it? What half of Key and Peele ended up messaging into Dave Canales?
Yeah. I don't know which one it is.
Key.
Keegan-Michael Key,
said that they were going to donate money to like his charity, or like $15,000, like the amount of his fine they were going to donate it to charity, which is really cool.
Hey, don't make the rule if you're not going to follow it. 2 pumps.
That's what I'm saying. Is it not a real rule? Is it just a rule we thought was a rule because of Key and Peele?
I think it's a real rule. I think it's a real rule. A real rule.
Well, because I know that it became, I mean, Michael Bennett, a number of players, but I remember this being a topic of conversation when Michael Bennett was out there. And like Rico, I too thought you were allowed 2. And no more than that, or it's egregious.
Influenced by this skit.
Right? What if it's one of those, Matt, what's it called when you misremember something?
Forget?
No. Like how people think Fruit of the Loom like always had a cornucopia.
Oh, the Mandela effect.
Thank you. What if it's like that, where in our minds the league came out and made this rule, but that never actually happened? And for some reason, we just all universally are like, well, no, the league said you can do 2 pumps. It never happened.
I can't find anything that says it's a rule.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is our NFL Mandela effect.
It is.
That we're just now realizing.
Maybe.
Same with Bernstein Bears. We remember it as Berenstein. No, God, now I've messed up. I don't know which is which anymore. The cornucopia was real. 4th down. What did you think of Rashid Shaheed's debut?
I liked it. It was a perfect amount of Rashid, man. You got 20 to 22 plays in. The Hawks ran about 60 plays. He got a reverse, a screen. He lined up at running back, got a toss. He had punt returns and kick returns. Perfect. Get him acclimated, get him in there. I thought they used him properly, and I can't wait to see how his role expands.
All right. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know coming your way in 20 minutes. 866-979-3776. Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
It's Monday Night Football tonight. The Eagles take on the Packers. Kickoff at 5:15. This one's at Lambeau. Packers are slight favorites. It's going to be on ESPN and ABC. Coming up next, did an audacious, bold take actually come true?
Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Another dominant performance. Winners of 4 in a row.
The rest of the league is taking notice of these Seahawks.
Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
What we're building here, we all feel like we have something special.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
That's a testament to the detail that we put into our work.
Seattle Sports.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long term. Visit eastsideweightlostclinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, it's Mike Salk here. And just like writing that essay back in high school or maybe in college, starting, that can be the hardest part. Well, Eastside Weight Loss Clinic makes it as easy as possible. They helped me lose 35 pounds in just 60 days. A no-pressure, free 15-minute phone consultation. See if it's right for you. And if it is, you got nothing to lose but the weight itself.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlostclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlostclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
This is the home of the Seahawks. Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN Seattle Sports.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. Come see for yourself. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Every Friday before a game, we have Bold Take Friday. It's at 10:45, where we urge you guys to send in your bold predictions for that weekend's Seahawks game. I can remember, because normally they have to be kind of crazy, so I can recall the ones that are usually right. Like a while back last year when a listener said they're going to get an interception at each level of the defense, and then it happened. It's always really cool when it happens because your takes have to be bolder than Sam Darnold's going to throw 2 touchdowns. I was told by Curtis Rogers that apparently an audacious bold take came true. I will warn you guys, I also haven't heard what this is. Something tells me I know who made it.
Maybe.
Let's
Curtis,
find out.
I mean, look, they've been lacking.
Okay.
Come on.
Here we go.
In turnovers this year, right? Like, that's been kind of the one thing their defense has not been generating is turnovers. Even though their defense has been great, I think they pick off Jacoby Brissett. And 2, a return to the house.
Ooh-wee.
Ridiculous.
Hit that horn, Brady.
Stop.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I feel like you were just thinking of something so audacious.
With that.
That's right.
Listen.
You can't claim that.
2 return touchdowns?
You said pick them off in return
I mean, it was
for a
basically
touchdown.
an interception.
No, it wasn't.
But hang on, Bob. Hang on.
You got half of it right.
Hang on. Even then, if he would have said they recover a fumble and a pick and get 2 touchdowns, or they recover 2 fumbles, the latter of which happened, I still would have said that was audacious.
It is audacious, and
He might have been cooking with that one, too.
Extremely close. Extremely close.
Do we remember what mine was?
No.
I feel like I probably have gotten some right.
I wonder when's the last time. I think Rave said the last time there was multiple returns for a touchdown. This has been a while, though. No, the fact that he got the return for touchdown right is pretty good.
Why do I feel like against the Dallas Cowboys did they get 2? Or am I just thinking of Justin Coleman getting 1 and that was a big deal because he jumped into the Salvation Army?
It's been a long time since they've had multiple.
Really, really long time. What's crazy is for DeMarcus Lawrence, he'd only had 2 in his entire career before that.
Fumble return and I think a pick return.
And think of how long he's been playing. Not a really long time, but you're an older veteran.
He's been playing longer than a decade.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Over that long of a career. Okay, Curtis, good job.
Thank you.
I'll give you a 75% good job.
That's good. That's a passing grade.
I called 2 return touchdowns and only get 75%.
You said pick return for a touchdown. It's a completely
What
different
about
play.
80%, like rounding up to the nearest?
Okay, yeah, we'll go 80.
80%'s good, Curtis. That's a B.
P's get degrees.
Yeah, exactly. And I will withhold my joke because I'm already on thin ice with listeners.
You're right, Bob.
For being a pretentious,
Good,
husky.
right,
So apparently I have to be nicer.
Hey, listen, I'm nice with it. C's get degrees. If you get a B, you can get a D in the class and still get a degree.
Let me tell you what's not on your degree when you get it. Your report cards.
It's not.
No one knows.
You know what?
No one knows.
We're good at what we're good at.
Yeah.
You want a good time? Come to Palouse.
I have a friend who barely scraped by. Her degree is worth as much as mine. It's the same. It ended up being the same. And she had way more fun. So credit to her, I guess. Curtis, good job on the prediction. And I will say that, wow.
Real quick, someone's on my head. Not bum being jealous of Stacy's alma mater and Curtis's Seahawks prediction on the same day.
Wow.
Oh, my dome piece. Oh, my dome. It's all good.
But do you think this does come from a place of jealousy?
No, it's just a totally different play in football, and UW is UW.
You're wearing blue, but I think you're green with envy.
Green.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of support on the text line. Right
There is. I think Bump is a little sad, feeling kind of
all these flavors,
sour
and you
patch.
choose to be salty.
I'm a sour patch kid. I'm 40, all right?
If
I
you-
didn't get sleep last night.
You know what, Bump? Why don't you make a bold prediction for Monday night?
No.
Now you're just not doing one. Yeah, let's make a bold prediction so that we can replay it right away, and there can be instant gratification from it.
Philly wins.
No, don't. No, Matt. No.
And you replay this tomorrow.
Okay.
Philly wins.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna say Jordan Love throws for 4 touchdowns. Oh, wow.
I thought there was more. It sounded like you stopped mid-sentence.
Well, apparently it wasn't bold enough.
It was pretty boring.
I'm going to say both quarterbacks throw for 4 touchdowns.
Touchdowns will be scored.
That's boring. No, Matt, stop it. You're being too liberal.
I want to be like Curtis when I grow up. Touchdowns.
You got to be audacious. You got to put yourself out there.
Both quarterbacks getting 4 touchdowns is audacious, but no one wants to give Stacy credit.
You just got the horn.
It was a reluctant horn. It was a horn that I know Matt didn't feel good about it.
It feels like
Exactly.
it feels like we're siblings just trying to outdo each other.
That's
right
exactly what this is
This
right
is
now.
what this
Listeners are
feels
doing
like.
it too. All of us. All of us are fools trying to go, oh, yeah, well, watch this one. Jordan Love receiving touchdown today.
Ooh,
Book it.
Ooh.
That's my take. I called it. I did. Good job, Curtis. I will say I was rewatching highlights on TV of the defense, and they are like suffocating isn't the right word, but overwhelming in a way that already made Week 11 very intriguing. But like, I do agree with the listener who texted in earlier about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is phenomenal. He's been great this year. He's faced good defenses. I don't think they've faced a defense this good, though.
No, they haven't. That defensive line alone, man, it's what the Hawks have been able to do is really just rush 4. And, simple math, Stacy. You rush 4, that means you can drop 7.
Yeah.
That means there's more people to account for. And I'm hoping that's what jacks Matthew Stafford up. I'm hoping that, we do get a couple turnovers. Ernest Jones is back, and he's leading the team in their interceptions. You've seen Pritchard have a good day. Reek is getting confident. I'm putting this game on the defensive line, man. And that's every game. If you can control the line of scrimmage, you win the ball game. So go ahead and do that again.
Are we concerned about Sam's turnovers yet, says Mo from Puyallup?
No. A.J. Barner gets pushed into him as he's throwing the football. It pops up. He made the right decision. JSN was open. No. The snap is just a process. What did Mike Liddell call it? A procedure? Procedure error? Operational, right? It's an operational thing, right? They're going to fix that. You asked me if a team can fix their turnover problems in a week. I say, yeah. Make good decisions throwing the football, protect, don't run into your quarterback, and ball security, job security.
Now, hang on just a minute. Someone said, didn't any of your employers ask for transcripts? Has anyone ever? Is that something that happens?
Heck no.
First of all, I would have no problem delivering those transcripts, but I didn't know that was even something that people do. Is this like a more back in the day thing?
I don't know.
Never in my life have I heard of an employer doing this.
I haven't worked for many people either, though, so I don't know.
Yeah, but this had to be like a pre early 2000s kind of thing. I've not heard of this.
No, I never heard of it.
For transcripts?
Someone text in if your employer has asked you for a transcript other than Mo.
And can you imagine an employer asking for a transcript and it's like your first job out of college and you're like, you're McDonald's. Why do you need this transcript from me right now?
See your work
you
ethic.
need to know that like, oh, she only got a 3.0 in philosophy 101. That's that. I can't believe that happens. But no, our employers did not request transcripts.
Nah.
So
I don't even think they asked for like your diploma.
That's true. They didn't even need proof of it.
Nah, you just
Frankly,
put it down. Like, hey, yeah, I got a PhD.
I should switch mine to Harvard. I just shouldn't say anything at all. I should just quietly start introducing into the show that I went to Harvard and then just make it real.
Make it real.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
Thank you. All right. Someone said that sometimes they do. Yeah, that's crazy.
What job?
Maybe like if you're holding office or something.
No,
like
this person said this happened to them in 2019.
Really?
In an interview with Sprint. How long has Sprint been gone, though? Are we sure you were interviewing with Sprint?
I wonder if they're just like cross-checking, make sure your resume is truthful. Because, I mean, people can lie about that kind of stuff. Like, oh, yeah, I graduated from Harvard. No, you didn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what
Someone
I'm going to
said
do.
They put in multiple employers this year.
What?
Interesting.
What? That's crazy.
I've seen radio people. Not a lot of transcripts in this industry.
That's for sure.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776.
The Mike McDonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
That's got to feel pretty good when it's going that way, no?
I mean, yeah, it's great, but, you start thinking like you're sweet, you start feeling good about yourself, like you're going to give up leads.
So good. It is good.
That's the way it is.
I understand. And you're a coach, and you got to think that way.
Do you want me to just celebrate on the
Yes.
sideline in the second quarter?
That's what I want.
Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients. not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I have a special offer for you. PCF's Black Friday sale runs through November, and you can get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and approving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
The LJ way is. You look at stuff like this and it's like, I don't want to come into an industry and work on a place that is going to compromise how I feel about myself. I get to go to work every day with good people, and I get to enjoy what I do because I'm out there just trying to do right by people I care about, which is our community. We're going to see them at the grocery store. I'm going to see them at the sports tournaments. Two friends of our daughters came in last night just on the lot, didn't know I was there. And it was cool because you got to take them through, and they're going to buy a car for their first driver and a car for their kid going to school soon. These are the people that you're going to work with. And so you better make sure that your laundry's clean. I don't think Lee Johnson specifically, right, Speedway Chevrolet, where I'm at, I don't think they've ever had a problem with the community of being able to stand up and look them in the eye and know that they did their job well. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know. 866-979-3776. What I Need to Know, says our first listener. What did you watch after the Arizona game? I watched the second half. That's funny. Because they're implying it ended in the first half.
Woo! Right over your boy's head on that one. Right over your boy, so confused.
Well, Bump couldn't watch anything because immediately you had to jump into a 3-hour post-game show.
Yeah.
It's probably an easy post-game show. I'm sure you were like in the third quarter, like, well, I know what we're talking about.
Yeah, in those games, the note-taking isn't as detailed.
No,
It's like,
you and Brian just go over, like, let's go get some snacks.
all right, let's go get some popcorn.
Yeah. How long, says our next listener, do you think it will take Shaheed to get a long pass from Darnold? Do you think it has to do with Darnold having to get comfortable or Kubiak waiting to make sure that Shaheed knows the system?
Nah, it's going to happen on Sunday.
Oh.
Bomb, at least an attempt. Yeah.
Why not a bomb?
Oh, an attempt. Yeah.
How long?
At least an attempt.
48 yards.
50.
I'm going to stick with 48, and I hope it's on the dot.
I'll go 50.
See, now we're going to get
you're
into
just chasing it.
No, now we're all going to be out
chasing the
predicting
rush.
each other and getting. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just so determined to beat Curtis with my bold take. What I need.
Look, if my bold take can inspire more bold takes, then my job here is done.
Hey, if I can inspire one kid
out
I
there.
can inspire one bold take.
That's right.
From one child.
That's right.
That is enough for me.
I've lived a good life.
God.
I do it for the kids.
866-979-3776. Is it okay to start getting your Christmas groove on after Veterans Day, which is tomorrow, by the way?
There's some people doing it now.
Is it tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was driving and saw a Christmas tree in a window.
Really?
Yeah, and I laughed out loud. And I thought, good for them. I think traditionally in my family, it's been like immediately after Thanksgiving, and I think that's perfectly appropriate and probably average. Before Thanksgiving, I think is early.
This is the Friday and Saturday of Thanksgiving week are for, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Some people like having the tree up like during Thanksgiving with like the
that's too
background, but then it doesn't give Thanksgiving the respect it deserves as
I
a
know
food
people
holiday.
with trees up right now.
I think that's too early.
Hey, I say live your life. You know?
I think it's too early. Like there are still Halloween decorations on clearance at Target.
Live your life.
It's too early.
Yeah, it's too early.
866-979-3776. I think Jedd has been a disappointment for the Huskies, says our next listener. What are your thoughts?
I don't care about the Huskies. Just playing.
No, I believe you.
No, I do actually, because I just like football in general. No, I think that until you get another Peterson in there, you know, a guy who is just beloved and feel like you're changing the program, no one's ever gonna. You're always gonna be looking for more.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's gonna be until you get that guy.
What I need to know. I'm fixated on the Russell Wilson journey, says another listener. 2 head coaches now have lost their jobs with Russell Wilson in the mix. What are your thoughts? Does he get the start next week with Jackson Dart injured? Dart's in concussion protocol, by the way. Hate saying this, but he seems like a liability. P.S. Bump was right. Indy is overrated. They squeaked by Atlanta.
I don't think Russell has anything to do with Dable. I think Dable's decision-making is on him. I think Russ does get the start, and he's going to throw for 300 and 2 touchdowns.
Also, Jonathan Taylor got over 200 rushing yards.
243.
There was a little bit of a squeaking by and that it went into overtime, but that was an impressive win. That was an impressive win by Indy.
There's a little bit of squeaking by. They win the overtime.
It was an impressive win. Over 200 on the ground.
It was an impressive performance by him.
Yes,
Not
and
an
Daniel
impressive
Jones
win.
ultimately got it done.
They squeaked by Atlanta.
He was bloodied. He was a warrior out there.
You said a little bit of a
squeak. A little bit of a squeaking by, sure. A little bit of a squeaking by.
Overtime.
It went into what I call an extra serving of the fourth quarter. But it's just because they weren't playing at their best. I'm just disagreeing with you to disagree with you.
I know.
But I also don't think Indy's wildly overrated.
Overrated.
I don't know as much as Bump does, and I will admit that. But, like, I don't know. I think that they're outside of the game that they're going to play against Seattle, an otherwise pretty easy team to root for.
Yeah, they are easy to root for.
They're kind of harmless right now.
Yeah, they are harmless.
I also liked them when I was younger.
Did you? Oh, yeah, you told me that story. Yeah. The horses.
866-979-3776. Someone said, will someone stick up for Russ, please?
I just did.
Yeah.
He's going to throw for 302 TDs.
That's a good bold take.
Yeah.
Someone said, I think Black Friday ruins Thanksgiving more than a Christmas tree would.
Wow.
That's deep. Wow.
Yeah, that was actually a comment on like a late capitalist society.
Capitalist pigs out there.
Dang. What I need to know. Did anyone else want to share their thoughts on Jedd? We had a whole segment earlier, and I said he seems perfectly fine as a person, and a lot of people I know, and I love their opinions about college football, like him. However, I want UW to push itself to be a better program, and I question whether it's worth sacrificing in-game coaching decisions for perceived better recruitment. That's my take.
You're sticking to it.
Yeah.
He addressed a lot of things, a lot of whispers about the UW program at his press conference today. We'll definitely have the audio ready for tomorrow's show. But
eager for that one.
Yeah, he even spoke about like people talking about his family living in Arizona, which is something I don't think I've ever heard him address before. But yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff.
There was another round of that story about, his family doesn't live here, they live in Arizona, made the rounds again. I think it was like Newsweek, some kind of random recirculation of the same story. So I think that's probably why. Colts are 1-2 against 500 teams, says Patrick in Tacoma. They've had several last-minute victories. Patrick's agreeing with you. Yeah. Why am I defending the Colts?
They also have, I think, the best point differential in the NFL, though.
Thank you, Curtis. Yes, they do.
So they're actually not scraping
If
by.
y'all would have saw the look she gave me right now. Yeah, bump.
What I need to know, if a bear was chasing you, would you try to climb a tree?
No, they climb trees.
Well, what would you do to get away from it?
You play dead.
No, I know the answer to this question.
Or do you make yourself become bigger, right?
Nope, that's not the answer. Curtis, what would you do?
I just gave my answer.
I read that it is harder for bears to run downhill.
Really?
Yeah.
It's harder for us, too.
Not if I'm rolling. I don't know if it's true. I need someone to please Google because the clickety-clacky of my keyboard is rude. So if someone could find out whether bears running downhill makes them run slower, Matt, thank you, then Matt's shaking his head. I swear I saw that. I swear I saw that. That bears, they can't run downhill at quite the same speed. You'll thank me when you find yourself running away from a bear and you think, I remember that Stacy told me to run downhill.
Any of you guys hike?
No, because I don't want to run away from bears.
Tell me last time you saw a black person in the woods hiking. I ain't
It's
gonna be caught by
dangerous
no
out
dang
there.
bear. We don't do that.
No, we don't.
Still trying to get to the cookout,
So hard.
huh?
I've been trying endlessly. We don't like hiking. We just don't. Why, Matt's so annoyed. Matt, just go to break. Just go to break.
Ball bounces. Are you kidding me? Another touchdown! Seahawks!
Another dominant performance. Winners of 4 in a row.
The rest of the league is taking notice of these Seahawks.
Touchdown! Seahawks! And guess who? Jackson, Smith, and Jigba.
What we're building here, we all feel like we have something special.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
That's a testament to the detail that we put into our work.
Seattle Sports.
Ryan Roland Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at mbahealthtrust.com. That's mbahealthtrust.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short of perfect, no matter the price. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita.